She's got a bass in her grip, a storm in her eyes. She's got a bass in her grip, a storm in her eyes. Peggy and rolling like skies. Favorite color's red, like the fire in her soul. Summer queen sipping tea, in total control. Sims on the screen, Twitch lighting up. She's building legacies while drinking from her cup. Mexican heat on her plate every night, watching Neil dodge bullets in the glow of the fight. She's seen muse live, yeah, she's touched the flame. You'll never take me alive, that goes her in their cup. Gray's on the screen, but her heart's technicolor. Radiohead vibes and a beat like no other. So it is no longer I who live, Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now assume those turn. Big cup, but girl with a bass guitar, streaming in the sun like a rock star. Red summer rain, she's breaking the frame. Cooler than code in the Matrix game. She's got a heart like a elf, fierce like Yang. A healer, a fire with a wild bang. See in her hand like a sacred rite, glowing in pixels, bringing luck to the fight. Thunder bursts low while Peggy keeps guard. The chat spams hearts, yeah, they know she's hard. Grace with grit, she's real, not pretend. And in every wild note, you hear it again. This life that I live now, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave his life for me. And still, I rock louder than destiny. So it is no longer I who live, but Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now it's soon those turn. Baselines bites every move she makes, streaming dreams in summer's wake. Big cup of vibes with muse on blast. She ain't just cool, she's built to last. She's got a bass in her grip, a storm in her eyes. Peggy and thunder, rolling like skies. Favorite color's red, like the fire in her soul. Summer queen sipping tea, in total control. Sims on the screen, Twitch lighting up. She's building legacies while drinking from her cup. Mexican heat on her plate every night, watching Neil dodge bullets in the glow of the fight. She's seen muse live, yeah, she's touched the flame. You'll never take me alive, that goes her in their cup. Gray's on the screen, but her heart's technicolor. Radiohead vibes and a beat like no other. So it is no longer I who live, Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now assume those turn. Big cup, but girl with a bass guitar, streaming in the sun like a rock star. Red summer rain, she's breaking the frame. Cooler than code in the Matrix game. She's got a heart like a elf, fierce like Yang. A healer, a fire with a wild bang. See in her hand like a sacred rite, glowing in pixels, bringing luck to the fight. Thunder bursts low while Peggy keeps guard. The chat spams hearts, yeah, they know she's hard. Grace with grit, she's real, not pretend. And in every wild note, you hear it again. This life that I live now, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave his life for me. And still, I rock louder than destiny. So it is no longer I who live, but Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now it's soon those turn. Baselines bites every move she makes, streaming dreams in summer vibes with news on blast. She ain't just cool, she's built to last. She's got a bass in her grip, a storm in her eyes. Peggy and thunder, rolling like skies. Favorite color's red, like the fire in her soul. Summer queen sipping tea, in total control. Sims on the screen, Twitch lighting up. She's building legacies while drinking from her cup. Mexican heat on her plate every night, watching Neil dodge bullets in the glow of the fight. She's seen muse live, yeah, she's touched the flame. You'll never take me alive, that goes her in their cup. Gray's on the screen, but her heart's technicolor. Radiohead vibes and a beat like no other. So it is no longer I who live, Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now it's Suno's turn. Big copper girl with a bass guitar, streaming in the sun like a rock star. Red summer rain, she's breaking the frame. Cooler than code in the Matrix game. She's got a heart like a elf, fierce like Yang. A healer, a fighter with a wild bang. See in her hand like a sacred rite, glowing in pixels, bringing luck to the fight. Thunder bursts low while Peggy keeps guard. The chat spams hearts, yeah, they know she's hard. Grace with grit, she's real, not pretend. And in every wild note, you hear it again. This life that I live now, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave his life for me. And still, I rock louder than destiny. So it is no longer I who live, but Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now it's Suno's turn. Basslines bust every move she makes, streaming dreams in summer's wake. Big cup of vibes with news on blast. She ain't just cool, she's built to last. Got a bass in her grip, a storm in her eyes. Peggy and thunder, rolling like skies. Favorite color's red, like the fire in her soul. Summer queen sipping tea, in total control. Sims on the screen, Twitch lighting up. She's building legacies while drinking from her cup. Mexican heat on her plate every night, watching Neil dodge bullets in the glow of the fight. She's seen muse live, yeah, she's touched the flame. You'll never take me alive, that goes her in their cup. Gray's on the screen, but her heart's technicolor. Radiohead vibes and a beat like no other. So it is no longer I who live, Christ within me gives all I give. By faith I walk, by fire I burn. Melissa the name, now it's Suno's turn. Big cup of
Oh. My mic is off. Sorry. 6 a.m. in the morning. Can you hear the music in the background? I've broken my lights. Really annoyed. I was trying to like throw them over the back, and now they've come apart, and they're not even stuck together, which is really annoying. Look, it's not even working, and the one that is working is a bloody mess. My lights are broken. I have to order more. Throw them that way. Right, here we are in this little crack lab. Miracle Ghost. Well, we could pack it up if we had some baggies, but I don't think we've got it. Oh look, we've got some. There we go. Miracle Ghost coming up. That one. So last night I went to bed to go to, I actually stopped streaming so that I could go for a bath. Whoops. 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 Oh look, I still know the buttons. Don't quite know the space. I've been drinking for about 8 hours because it was the last night before my hubby and kids come home. So I had a bottle of wine and I was drunk by the half point. And so I went next door to my neighbours, and that was a bit of a mistake because she was drunk and he was drunk, and yeah, it all just went a bit bad. Trying to get the fuck out of her house, and I was like, alright, bye then. Hopefully it resolved itself in the morning when we were all sober. Because half an hour prior to that we were all jumping around in the living room. Well, me and her was jumping around in my living room to Muse. I love Muse. I really, really love playing Muse. Meth, that's what I need. Well, I don't need meth. I need nothing in life. No, we need to unpack that. Unpack. Whoop. Yes, unpack. Unpack, unpack, unpack. Come back. There we go. Right, let's take them out. Let's put them in some baggies. Actually, let's mix them with some shit. What we got? We've got, what's that? Just normal meth. Boring. Poor Eric. He didn't want me to come on here and, you know, expose myself as a drunkard. Let's take some mouthwash there. Poke it in there. Can you hear my music? That's what I want to know. Because if so, oh yeah, I need to invite you to the game. Can I escape? No, I'll tell you what I can do. I can go with a little tiny white dot to E, save game. Oh, it's saving right up there. Then I can press escape and quit. Yes, quit. Last save 5 seconds ago. I do apologise. I've had a little bit of wine. I've had maybe 3 bottles now. Right, there. Invite Eric. There he is. Invite Power Pro. How much have I played this game? I don't know. I said 100 plus hours, but I don't actually know. Let's go and check it out in library. Schedule 1. We have played 49 hours plus 9.9. Wasting our last chance to come away. 'Cause I'm drifting away from you. Right, I'm going to open up Epidemic Sound and look for progressive rock, because that's kind of my jam. Epidemic Downed. No, let's hit the wrong button. But I do have no S on my S key. It's just a blank key, because I've pressed it so much running around in Stardew Valley, I assume. Because the W is fine and the A is fine, but the D is half gone and the S is completely gone. So I must be running left and down a lot. Link it to yourself. Stretching like it's a bird school. And the bitterness inside the screw. I'm listening to music, I don't know if you can hear it. No, prog rock and progressive rock don't exist with an epidemic sound. Happy, laid back, alternative pop, K-pop, hip hop, K-pop, K-pop, UK garage, hopeful, dreamy. Should we have a little go at that? Hopeful and dreamy. Wow, our favourite page. Try getting it on our first page or try with some here. I can't get any of the music that I like. Well, that sounds good. Search by music, genre, mood, reference track, or more. When we type in Muse, what comes up? Wow, our favourite page, error code 500. Discover. Eric is calling me. Start talking. Hello. Can you hear me? Eric.
Yeah.
So we're online. Hello. You're right there in my stream. What we got?
Yeah.
We got fat something. Fat balls. Let's pack that. Actually, let's get that out and then pack. Why can I not? Okay. I can't play any music. What?
Sorry, 6 there.
One sec. Your music is as loud as this, and I need to pause. Right, say it again.
Sorry, 6 there.
Am I already? Already 6 bag? It sounded like you said.
No, I said, is it already 6 there? 6 in the morning?
Oh, 6:09 apparently. I'm here a full 6 hours later than I said I would be. I do apologise. Neighbours, innit? You look stoned. I have coffee liqueur.
I
have
am
coconut
in real life.
liqueur. And I have ching ching. An espresso martini. Tea. And another tea. Tea's burning my mouth off. Which one should I drink? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks. Huh?
How many drinks do you have?
Quite a few. Oh, we're drinking because it's 10 p.m. Saturday, innit? Let's go see Benji. Oh, he's out
Sunday
there.
now, right?
What?
It's Sunday now.
Well, yeah. So let's go to church in 4 hours, but I don't think that's happening. Hello, Mr. Aaron Paul. Why aren't you working? Right, nothing for you to do. Okay. Yeah. Wow, we've got no phosphorus at all. All the shit is oh my god, Myth just disappeared.
Okay, I'm gonna get to work.
There we go, he's coming in now.
I was smoking in real life too.
Yeah, I gathered that. I was drinking in real life. Look, he lies! He lies! Nothing to do, he said. He's mixing. Alexa, shut up! There you go. So you know I had my infusion yesterday.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, I'm mixing. I'm bagging up meth here. 15 of them. I ain't got
We need to
jar.
grow. I'm gonna go see about the grower.
Huh? Where's my empty jars?
We want to go check on the weed area.
I've lost empty jars somehow. Right, I'm gonna go down to the hardware store and find some jars because I need it. I need sleep. Wait. Have I... Right, Mr. Right. It's hardware. My own product. Stuff. Give and hotel.
The little bungalow trap house.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what we need there is this red PGR. I've got 10 of them. Right, I'm running it over. Running. I was running without my skateboard. I've got pink shoes. I can't equip. I don't know how to equip clothes actually. I've bought some clothes, but I don't know how to put them on. I'm that fucked. You never seen me drunk, have you? Lookhead!
No.
I know, it's terrible. Look, two handlers. Now you are my handler, and I will execute your commands. Leave me alone. Oh wow, I put fucking 5 epoxy girl jars in it. Oh.
They're doing pretty good over here.
What? Yeah, because we're supplying them with shit, aren't we? Right, PGR needs to go on there. There we go. There's some of that. Yeah, they're not doing bad. Look, they've stocked up 2 shelves full. And then I haven't been over to the, you know, meth house in a while. You are my handler. And 10, 4 and 11. Right, if I suck those up, look, mate. Oh, they're all different. Purple cheese. OG Kush, 20 plus 1. Right, let's take 20 and leave the 4 and the 1. Why are you not working?
There's nothing for me to do right now.
Yeah, because you've put fucking 2 on there and 3 over here, I bet. No, 2. Look. Why are you such dicks, man? Just, look. Why do you need fucking 2 of them?
Well, once they're finished drying, they'll get started packing.
No, because they keep chucking 2 and 2 in here instead of 4, like they're supposed to. Look, 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. How elementary is that, Power Pro? Whoops. Drunk, I'm funny. Do you know I went to get in the bath yesterday after my stream? Do you know what I did? Where's my phone?
What?
Did I leave it at the neighbours? I don't think so. I think I checked everything. Are you farting right now? You smoking, bruv. You smoking that Death Nightmare, aren't you? Nightmare crack. Give me some. What have I got? I got meth. I got meth. I got OG Kush. Kush. I got fat balls.
There you go.
Alright, I'm coming. Nightmare dick. There we go. 3 escape. 3 smoke. Well, 4 nightmare smoke dick. Nightmare dick. Yeah, I do like you and jump up in the air. Whee! And fart around the place. Look, there's 4 pieces on there, bruv. That don't work for me. We need lots of pieces. Why are they not selling? Oh my god, we're so fast. They can't catch us. Why aren't you working, Aaron Paul? I'm paid. Oops. Alright, well, I'll let you off then since I ain't paid you. I'm really drunk, dude. I'm really drunk. I've had like 3 bottles of wine, I think. Whoops.
Dear God.
I've only got 200 in cash. And he needs 300. No, I had a bottle of Jammy Woo, whatever it's called. What was it called? The one I sent you? Jammy Red Woo. Yeah, Jammy Red Woo.
Mm-hmm.
I had that.
Yeah.
And then I took it to the neighbours. That was a mistake. And then I drank a bottle of Grenache and a bottle of white Zinfandel, I think. But some of it's left on the kitchen side. I didn't bring all the wine home. I left it there. What we got? We got phosphorus. We got the acid. Oh my god, he's got like nothing. He's got phosphorus. No, he's got whatever that is. Oh no, he needs that stuff. But he also needs. Oh no, I've got no space. What? Why am I carrying around boots and dungarees? Right. Oh, I'm going to put boots on here. Ah! There we go. Right. That and that means he can come and work. Because we have 3 of them. No. There we go. Right. We're going to take 2 of them. And we're going to add them to here. No, we're not. Because I didn't pick them up. Like a dickhead. Right. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Is he coming up yet? No, because he hasn't been paid. Because I still didn't sort that out. Right, acid, phosphorus, and pseudo. There we go. There we've got 2 tables working. And then 700 quid. There you go. It should come up now. Why are you following me around, dude? What's your problem? Power, bro.
Yeah.
You're just blinking at me, dude. You're just farting at me, dude. Right. Mr. Aaron Paul is over here mixing stuff that I can't because I'll just blow up the lab. Right. Okay. Now we've got some boots. Whee! No, woo! Jump over. I think the effects of the nightmare dick has gone. It's a good job I know these hotkeys by memory, right? Hey! Chloe lives in there, in number 5. Jessie! Alright. She's so annoyed. Who lives in 4? Beth. You want to buy something? Not interested in 5, Meth. Alright, what about you? Peter. You offered him... You're interested in... You're not interested.
She's not interested, but she's interested in weed, though.
Oh yeah, I've got some weed in the jar.
You will buy the weed. He's not a meth head.
That's just rubbish. Do you know what I did when I went to bed last night?
What?
I went to Bath, like I said, and then I started watching Twitch, and there was this girl playing this game for the first time, and I had to keep giving her tips. She's like, what do I do? And I was like, you go to the phone. No, it's right. It's right. No, you've gone left. Go right. Don't throw your trash in the skip. No, trash for cash. It was really funny.
You said you don't watch people on here.
I don't, but I did watch her. She was quite funny. She was reading out my posts and laughing, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty funny. It was funny, actually. Right, we've got no mixers, dude. We need to fix that problem. What we got here? We got fat balls. Let's sell some fat balls. Right, where are you, Mr. Mush? Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, you're boring me. Right, 4. Beth. Ugh, you're all boring. Benji, help me out, man. Ooh, 4 grand. Alright, nice.
Is there anywhere?
Oh, damn it. He's got standard meth. Let's get that out of there. Fat balls. That's what you want. Fat balls. Thanks, boss. Yeah, you're welcome for my fat balls. I told you when I'm drunk, I'm funny. I have coffee liqueur. And I have coconut liqueur. And I also have an espresso martini, which I think I'm going to drink now. It's got caffeine in it. It might negate the effects of the tea that I'm having right now. No, it probably won't. It will probably opposite the effects of the tea. Because tea sends me to sleep. But caffeine and... Oh my God, that's good. What the hell is that? That is not the infusion. That's a mojito. Did I buy the wrong things? Yeah, I think so. It's good though. I feel like I need some salt. A salt margarita. That's what I want. I bought the wrong bloody things. These were £2. It's about $3 for this tiny little can. It tastes good though. It tastes lime. And vodka. With rum, lime, juice concentrate, lemon juice concentrate, and natural flavors. So it's rum and lime for a mojito, apparently.
Sounds good.
It's not bad. There is a direct link between alcohol and fatal cancers. Well, drinking alcohol causes liver disease. What about smoking meth? What does that do? What about smoking weed? What about sniffing cocaine? What about smoking cocaine? What about mainlining heroin? What does that do? It doesn't tell you on this can. It only tells you about what alcohol does.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Considering it's a gateway drug, yeah. Oh my God. Off my face. I think Sam would be disappointed. Oh well. Right, what we got in here? We got a sapphire racer. Yep, I need some of that. Let's number 4 and then escape. 4.
I was gonna say before you said that, you're about to straighten up tomorrow.
I know, the family's back, right? Woohoo! Look at me. I need to grab a something. We got Kush. Right, let's unpack that. Grab that. Unpack. We need to mix it up with something. We ain't got nothing. Right, Kush. Wait, heavenly.
Oh, you want me to go get some stuff?
No, I'll go. Whee! I'm athletic, so I'll run. Whee! If we run, we run. We got some stuff here. I got no space, but we will offload it all here. Kush. Gun. Let's have a gun. Let's see what gun does. Done. Right, bananas. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Who sang that?
Bananas.
Shit. It's the shit. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. The shit. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Alexa, play Holler Back Girl.
Ain't no holler back girl.
Yeah, Alexa's playing. Shit. It's like doing that shit. Hills have been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no holler back girl. I ain't no holler back girl. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no holler back girl. I ain't no holler back girl. It's my shit. It's my shit. I mean, I look like I've been smoking crack already, right? It's my shit. Can you hear it? It's my shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Alexa, down. Alexa, what volume are you playing at? Alexa, volume 7. I think it's gone louder. So it's not just gonna happen like that. So I ain't no holler back girl. I ain't no holler back girl. Alexa, volume 6. It's my shit. It's my shit. Begin, Ginger Diamond. Death the Monkey. Yeah, all right. It's my shit. Gonna suck it to you. Everybody. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no holler back girl. I ain't no holler back girl. So it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause it ain't no. Hi Charles! I'd like to purchase something. Some motor oil. It's my shit.
What can I mix batteries with?
Anything! It's my shit. It's my shit. It's my shit. It's my shit. Say bananas. It's bananas. Should I tell you something really fucking shit that happened today? It's
What?
bananas. My brother got attacked in a road rage incident. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. So it's not just gonna happen.
You got attacked?
Yeah, so he got attacked in a road rage accident. Well, it's sort of an road rage accident because so my brother got into a fight with a guy. Hang on, hang on. It's my shit. Do you know my stream's probably going to get cancelled because I'm playing like limited songs. Playing No Doubt, which actually got me in trouble with my neighbour because I told her that the song reminded me of when my friend got hit by a truck.
Oh no.
And she got all pissy because she doesn't like that friend. Only met once. I don't like each other. Oi!
Woo!
Where are you? I'm coming with my gun.
I shot a cop. One cop is dead.
You shot a cop? Where? And now you're wanted, dead or alive.
By the hotel.
Where are you? Oh, I was there. I was in the room. Where's the cop?
For assault.
Alexa, play No Doubt. Spiderwebs. Alexa, next. Alexa, play Spiderwebs.
This shit is banana.
Oops, that's you. Oh, I'll just walk sedately back into the room and sleep. Waking up at 7 a.m. That sounds about right. 29 minutes my end till that. Should I drink my mojito? I thought I was buying I'm going downstairs to check, see if I've got any espresso martinis. Alexa, play Tragic Kingdom. Walking in the spider webs and leave a message and I'll call you back. Oh, like please to be by, leave a message and I'll call you back. It's all your fault. I scream my phone calls. Yeah, I accidentally bought 4 mojitos. It's a bit annoying. They're supposed to like keep me going to the morning. I mean, it is morning, actually. Sorry, I'm not home right now. Looking in the spider web, leave a message and I'll call you back. Hola, please don't be back. Leave a message and I'll call you back. It's all your fault. I scream my phone calls. I can scream my phone calls. Well, where's the baggies? Oh, there. Fucking hell, I'm drunk, man. I can barely see the screen. And it's big in front of me. Package.
You must be feeling good.
Huh?
You must be feeling real good, dude.
I've drunk a fair bit from my last night of freedom. Ooh. Opening a can just sprayed shitloads of mojito all over me. Beer's quite nice. Rum, lime, and what? Lime juice, spearmint. What? Rum, lime juice, and spearmint. Would you have thought mint and citrus go together? Not really. I mean, you see, when you brush your teeth and then you taste orange juice, it's rank, isn't it? I think, what's his face did a thing on YouTube. What's the guy does story time? Thomas something. What's his name? Thomas Dude. He's gay and he does story time. Do you know what I mean? Storytime guy on YouTube. He does storytime. The man was about to step on a snake, but he missed it. And the guy like runs up to people and goes, storytime! The guy was about to propose and she goes, oh, and he goes, but he wasn't. And he goes, dude, and she goes, oh. It's really funny. It's very, very funny. Anyway, right, why am I wanting to unpack and I stink? What the hell is going on here? What am I even playing? I think I should go to bed. I'm doing this, aren't I? Right, meth. How much is that? No, LSD. Right, I need some meth. How much is there? 1. No, that's boring. How many is there? to unpackage that.
Unpack this up, too.
Later, let's see, pardon me. What?
There's some packed up over here.
Well, I'm adding batteries to stuff, but it's already got batteries on it by the look of it. Right, OG Kush. Yep, some of that begin. And then I need to, like, shoot you. God damn, says Benji. Look at him. Run! There's no cops even investigating. Right. Oh, end of the line? I've got no ammo. You come at me with a knife. Come at me, bruv. Drinking mojitos in a can. These are not as good as the espresso martinis. I'm drinking for 8 hours now. I don't think Sam will be very proud of me.
It's good to let loose every once in a while.
It's very rare that I drink like this. I can't even fucking speak.
Did you hear me?
Banker, dude. What? It's good to let loose every once in a while. Yeah, it is. Hello, Mr. Officer. Hi. Good morning. Yes, good morning to you too. It's 6:30 a.m. and I'm alright. Can you hear the music in the background?
No.
Oh, good. So volume 6 is perfect.
I dragged Benji inside the hotel. He's knocked out. I knocked him out.
Oh, good. You avenged me. Oh, yeah, there he is on the floor. Woo! Smack his head into the corner for a little bit. Whoop! Whoop! Don't come at me, bruv. Don't come at me, because this will happen! Smack! Right, do you know what happened? Right, so my brother got involved in a road rage accident earlier. My little brother, I'm number 1 of 6, he's number 6 of 6, so he's my little brother. Right, he was pulling out on a roundabout and he was stopped because someone was coming to the right, wasn't indicated. Come across and he stopped and someone went right back into the back of him and he was going at 50 in a 20-mile zone. So he smacked into the back of him and he's got out. My brother's asked him for like 5 times for his information. 5th time, I was like, I've asked you 5 times for your information now, can you give it? And he's like, oh, I know you get aggressive, you haven't even asked me yet. And he's like, yeah, I have. I've asked you 5 times. Right, bruv, no need to get all angry. And his kid's got out with a baseball bat. And his mum's run over, well, we just say it's a baseball bat, we don't know yet. He had something behind his hand, right, this 13-year-old. We think he was 13. Anyway, he's come out with something behind his back and his mum's come over going, no, put it back. So he's got out a baseball bat and a passerby has restrained the driver of the bad car. And my brother's like put the woman, she's going at my brother, and he's just put her on the floor, like lowering her to the floor, like, no, this is not your, it's not your game, there's nothing to do with you. Lowered her to the floor. The passerby has seen my brother, turned around and seen her dropping someone on the floor because he's let the other guy go who's run at him. And because the passerby is now restraining my brother, the aggressive driver plus his wife are now attacking my brother's wife, and the kid has got a baseball bat at the back. So they're smacking her with a baseball bat, my sister-in-law, while my brother is restrained, he can't do anything.
Oh my god.
I know. So 3 of them attacking my sister-in-law while my brother's restrained today, unable to do anything. She's been smacked in the shoulder, her head is being smashed into the car 7 times, apparently, and then smashed in the shoulder and it looks dislocated. So, they said it's not dislocated, it's just damaged. The S cap on your keyboard is gone. Mine too! Oh my god, let me show you a picture. I'm sending it to you now. Are you going to invite me to the game? Yeah, same. Let me send you a picture of Amelia's fucking shoulder. Tell me if you think this looks dislocated or not. Oh, it isn't. I've got to download it from WhatsApp first. I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you let me be. I'm just a girl living in captivity. So. Does that look fucking dislocated or what? Dislocated? Question mark. I'm just a girl.
Yeah, it looks messed up to me.
Oh, did it send? Because it's not even showing this. No, my phone's broken.
Look at me.
Yeah, it did send it, yeah.
Yeah, it's lowered, isn't it? What?
One side is more higher than the other.
Yeah, the left's higher, right? And the right is really low. And they said it's not dislocated. I'm sending you pictures of dislocated fingers, dislocated shoulders. And this is my brother's glasses after it's been... Like, they twisted up his glasses and smashed the lenses. These are his glasses.
Man.
I know, right?
Was this dude drunk when he plowed into your brother?
Huh?
Was this dude drunk that plowed into your brother?
I don't know. I swear he's like got a meth lab or something because the 13-year-old jumped in and did something with his mum was like, no, no, no. So he then grabbed a baseball bat. What's worse than a baseball bat when in this game it's a fucking shank? So, machete. There's either a machete that was holding behind his back, coming at my brother. And this is in Oxfordshire. You know, Oxford and Cambridge have universities, darling. So you can imagine what the hell they were packing. And I was like, dude, it sounds like they got a meth lab. Because I'm in the know right now. And no, he's like, no, I would have seen like something in their eyes. And I was like, you've been out of the game far too long, bruv. Lovely cup of tea, that. Trying to chase down with some mojito. I act totally different when I'm drunk, don't I? Right, Benji!
Yeah.
My mate.
You seem even more talkative then.
Huh?
You seem more talkative.
More?
Yeah.
I talk
You
quite
just killed baby! What is wrong?
I picked him up and chucked him in the skate park.
He's not breathing anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yes, he is.
The hell?
On the cop.
Not again. I've got no ammo. Little boy. Yeah, whatever. No, don't open. Yeah, we're in here, we're fine. Well, what can we mix with this? Motor oil, right?
Yeah.
Motor oil makes it slippery.
That'd be cool if they said come out with their hands up.
As if that's going to happen. Whoa! How much... Hang on. There's no mixers in it. Oh, hang on. Batteries.
They ran into the ATM machine.
Huh?
They ran into the ATM machine.
Are you watching through the window?
Yeah.
Alright. You're not doing anything. Can we steal the police car like GTA?
That would be cool.
Can we? Big stink.
No.
Well, one miracle balls, one big stink. Hello, stink. No, it does nothing. So that's going to make LA stink then. Oh, hang on, I've got to unpack it. Unknown, it's going to make LA stink, innit? Aspen Gold. Oops. Pack it. Unpack.
Yeah, $50 from ATM machine.
Oh, hang on, we've got iodine and paracetamol in here. I feel like I'm just fucking up this game that I created for so long. Aspen Gold. My eyes are so dry. Because I've had my contact lenses about 12 o'clock. No, I got up at 6 p.m. So I've been up 12 hours roughly. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to watch my stream go like, fucking hell, embarrassing. Which is what you're trying to warn me against, right?
You haven't done nothing too crazy.
Huh?
You haven't done anything too crazy.
No, just drinking. Pardon me. I got some coffee liqueur. I wonder if that's going to wake me up. That's really nice, actually. Let's try some of this coconut liqueur. Coconut coffee. Oh, that's nice. Right, what are we doing? We are...
I'm at the wheat factory over here.
Jars. What?
I'm at the wheat factory over here.
Why?
Checking on the products and stuff.
Good little employee that you are. You're my employee. That's so funny. Do you want to start a new game with you as the lead?
I don't know about Lou, but yeah, I would.
Oh yeah, Benu's out dealing, so I can't really do anything. Okay, what about that? 101 chances of success. Right, brilliant. Nice, we're just digging to the neighbours. Chloe! Right, you suck. We're going to Mrs. Ming now. She might be more responsive. Yeah, look, see she was. Ludwig! Yo! Evening. No. Right, Buzz Bar. Yeah, that's
Pretty good over here.
ain't got nothing to worry you, man. There's nothing baggage. I've sold it all. Sorry for waking you up at some ungodly hour. What time is it anyway? Right, tab. It's 12:36 in the morning. 6:51 here, because I'm hardcore. Playing the game at 10 to 7 in the morning. I haven't been asleep. I just been drinking. It's 10 p.m. Because that's how I roll. You know, I really wish I had some cigarettes right now. And I haven't smoked for 17 years. Sorry, you just got lost in a Gwen Stefani thing. Yeah, I know you recently cleared. You bought some off of me, sister. There you go. Right, let's go this way. Woo! What we got here? We've got some mouthwash. That'll help. Mouthwash and Miracle Balls. There we go. One.
It said Benji was out dealing and he's knocked out over here.
Well, that's fine. Because that just means that he's out.
Is he dead?
I don't know. I think we saved the game and he'll be dead. I mean, he'll be fine. Death piss. Sounds good. Right, let's take that and that, and then put that in there and that. There you go. Anti-gravity. We've been jumping around all over the shop. Fat things.
Why are the other NPCs allowed to walk around and we can't?
What?
I don't get that. The NPCs are allowed to walk around, but we're
Wait a minute. That's what I was thinking. Why is that a thing? I miss my babies. They're coming home tomorrow. My babies come home tomorrow.
Huh?
My babies come home tomorrow.
Did you hear anything about your son's English? Is it alright?
It's... No, I've got to take him to orthopedics on Monday to be straightened out properly. What should I have? Coconut liqueur or coffee liqueur? What do you reckon? Roasted coffee flavour or coconut flavour? What do you reckon? Malibu or Tia Maria? What do you reckon? I'm going to collapse soon.
The coffee flavor, I would.
Alright, coffee it is. Coffee liqueur. That tastes nice. I like sucks my lip into the bottle. It's nice. I bought it to go with Coca-Cola. And as I passed my hand over my tea, I felt the heat coming from it. And I thought, ooh, tea. I only drink. Oh, God.
Was Peggy looking at you weird?
No, she was asleep on the floor. My neighbours want to adopt my dog. They were arguing over who Peggy loved most. I really pissed my neighbour off.
They must argue a lot.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's really sad. I'm really sad about it, to be fair. Because I was like, I'm really drunk. And she was like, so am I. And I was like, wait a sec. I said, do you like red wine? And she's like, yeah, I love red wine. So I went over there with red wine. And I got involved in some shit. I was like, oh, okay. That's not what I expected. Actually. Right, OG Arse Blaster cannot be mixed with batteries, but can it be... No, it cannot be mixed with red wine. I mean Red Bulls. What about... No, it cannot be mixed with Adderall. No, it cannot be mixed... Okay, so we've mixed up everything with this, so we need to, like, bag it by the look of it. Wait, I left it in there.
Benji's never gonna forgive us.
Huh?
Benji's never gonna forgive us.
Yeah, he will. We'll move to next day and he'll be fine. Just don't come at me, bruv, because, you know, I've got my peeps up in the hood. Don't be thinking you're coming up, you know, like, all hard and that with your machete. Because we got guns and punches.
He was trying to slice you up.
I know, innit? Like, fucking come at me, bruv. Come on, then. Think you got it? Yeah. Right. Should we sleep now? Because it's 4 a.m. Let's sleep. Right, 4 a.m. Sleep. Even though it's 6:57 in real life. I can't believe I was watching another streamer last night and I was giving her tips on how to play this game. I think I need some coconut liqueur now. Let's try that. I would quite happily be a drunkard for the rest of my life. I like coconut flavour. I've got Cocoa Bay from Aldi. Do you have Aldi? I know I ask you all this time. I ask you all the time, do you have Aldi in America?
Yeah.
You do? Do you know it was a German store to start with?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was German. And Lidl? Do you have Lidl?
No.
Okay. So Lidl, Lidl, and Aldi, Adli, are two brothers who came apart and now they own supermarkets and now they just distribute all over the world. So Aldi is actually in Australia. Unbelievable, isn't it? It's in Australia now. So I go to my dad's house in Australia and have to go pick up supermarket stuff in Aldi, which is insane. I bought them a mixer, like a food mixer, not a weed mixer, obviously. No, not a weed mixer, a food mixer, and I gifted it to my stepmom on Christmas. And she opened it, she was like, "This is the one I was looking at in the store." And I was like, "I know, that's what you're looking at." So then she was like, "Where's my car keys? We haven't found them anywhere." And turns out Daniel, aged 18 months, had posted them through the slot in the mixer and left them in there, and we couldn't find them for the whole 4 weeks we were there after that. And then they found them when we'd gone. She went to use the mixer, and there's my car keys. It's so funny. Cheeky little Daniel. Purple cheese. Come on. Purple cheese. Mixed with mouthwash. Because I think purple cheese. Hang on a minute. Let's go forward and boobly. Purple. No. Wait. Where's the purple cheese? There it is. Banana queef. Yeah, we love that. It's $98 per bit. I've got some plain soon. I've got to go to bed. I'm going to pass out, I think, of the amount of alcohol I've consumed in the last 7, 8, 9 hours. I've got to apologise to my neighbour. She hasn't even listened to all the messages I've sent. I sent her a lot of messages. It was...
Probably asleep.
Yeah, because she's got to send papers to Parliament in the morning. Monday morning. And I was like, praying right now that you're okay. I talked with Mark when you went upstairs. I don't think he realised his actions affect you in any way at all. I think he's pretty oblivious. From what I gather, he thinks he's showing you love by acts of service when you appreciate being understood, and he's not getting that. I think he really effing loves you, but doesn't show you in the right way. He said, since I met her, I was thinking about introducing her to my mum as the real thing, and I think he wants to grow old with, in his head. I know you have a lot invested financially and emotionally, and he just doesn't know how to prove to you how invested he is. Hopefully he'll show it soon. Does that sound alright?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then if you guys want to go on dates, just you and him, we'll have all the kids over here. Just be together, you and him, as a couple, not as parents. I hope that makes sense. And then he actually said to me, I hate talking to you. I was like, because I bring out the truth. Is that why? He was talking pretty honestly, I think. I don't think he has an ulterior motive. He might be financially stable if he leaves you, but after talking to him for a bit, I don't think that's what he's interested in at all. He's after the stop, which is you. I think that's what everyone wants, really. Because he really loves him and he really loves you. He doesn't show how much he respects, loves and admires you, but he should. I don't know why he doesn't. We didn't get that far. Because she came downstairs and said, "Get out of my fucking house! You've woken up the baby and I'm really fucking unimpressed." We were talking low. We didn't wake up the baby. He just woke up naturally.
Oh my god, she sounds like she's a problem when she gets drunk.
Yeah. But bless her, she really loves him and she doesn't want, it to all go south. She's invested financially in it. So
is she the real jealous type with other women around?
No. It's just she bought out her ex for 15 grand and now she's put her new bloke on the mortgage agreement. So he stands to profit 70 grand if she kicks him out. But she bought out her ex so that she could own the house, and now new boyfriend, who she's got a 3-year-old with, is on the tenancy agreement. Rental mortgage agreement, even though he's paid nothing into it for the last 3 years. So, she's amazing. She's amazing. I absolutely love her. Whoever she's with, I accept, because I think she makes good decisions, but I don't think Mark really knows how to show her that he loves her.
You haven't communicated enough.
No. They don't get enough time alone. I think the only time they get alone is when they're drinking. And that's not conducive to real conversation, is it?
No.
So, yeah, it's a bit sad. I don't know what to say. Banana quiff, give me that.
That sounds really good, what you sent her. Maybe she'll have she'll be much better in the morning and reply to me.
Well, I hope so, because we're kindred. I really love her. She and my best friend don't get on. She said my best friend was slagging me off behind my back. So I'm a bit confused now.
Yeah.
What would you do if your best friend was slagging you off?
What?
If your best friend was slagging you off, what would you do?
What's that saying? Something y'all?
Slagging me off, like slating me. Saying bad things.
Confront him?
Huh?
I would confront him.
You would what?
Confront him and
Confront them?
yeah, tell him about it. Why are you talking behind my back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I trust Amy 100%. My best friend, she's the one who looked after us for 5 days when Sam went to work. And apparently she was the one who slagged me off to my neighbour. And my neighbour was even like, my daughter weren't impressed. She's like, why is she saying that about Mel? And I was like, Like, I'd rather get on in harmony with the one I live next door to. But the best friend I'm talking about has been friends for 33 years. So
Can you turn your game audio down a little bit so I can hear you?
Yeah. Hang on. Right, audio's like 11 now. Okay, can you hear me alright? Alexa, stop!
Yeah.
So, my neighbour said that when I went in the house, my best friend was slagging me off to her. So, and then she said, the neighbour said that even the daughter, who's like 10 now, came in the house and was like, why was she saying that about Mel? And she weren't happy. Like, the neighbour's daughter, she's 10 now. So, I mean, she was 3 when they moved in, and then Joe was 4-ish. I was pregnant with Daniel, and she was pregnant with Shay. And she said that neither her nor her partner nor her daughter were that impressed with what Sam was saying. Sam, my best friend, not Sam, my husband. And she wouldn't tell me what she said. She's just not like that. So now I'm thinking, okay, I've got to kind of trust Amy because she wouldn't lie, and her daughter wouldn't lie, and her husband wouldn't lie. So it's a bit worrying what her daughter said. I mean, what my best friend said to her daughter, or said to her in her daughter's presence. Because maybe your friend's
one of those who, that talk. One of those women that talk a lot, don't have nothing to do, so they talk to everyone about different people's business.
Yeah, but why would my best friend of 33 years talk to my neighbour of 7 years about me in a negative way? I don't understand that. I mean, they didn't
She doesn't have nothing better to do than to run her mouth. That's what it is.
I mean, my neighbour's a Christian, and my best friend isn't, and I'm a Christian, so I'm more inclined to side with my neighbour who is of mind, like me, of-minded, rather than my best friend of 33 years, which sounds really dodgy, doesn't it? Because my best friend, I love her. I've been best friends with her for 30 years. She hates my sister, who has fucked her over royally on numerous occasions, and she's still my best friend. And she looked after us for 4 days recently. But my neighbour is saying that my best friend was slagging me off as soon as I went in the house. And not only that, but I could see that they really clashed. Like, I was outside, and Sam was saying, oh no, I've known Mel for 33 years. And Amy was like, well, I've known her for 7 years, and we get on all right. And she was like, yeah, but she really, like, I've known her through thick and thin. And they were having a bit of a tussle, like a bit of a argy-bargy about who was the best friend to Mel. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I went indoors, and they had a bit of a argy-bargy, like I said, a bit of an argument. And you could see them both, like, throwing their chips in the ring. And I was just like, this is fucking ridiculous. Why can't I be friends with both of you? So I went in the house to make a cup of tea, and I come back out, and they were just chatting about shit. And then Amy tonight, I said, she put on, she said, do you know No Doubt? And I was like, yeah, very well, actually. Play Tragic Kingdom, the first album. So I put that on, and she's like, no, there's a song. And I was like, play Spiderweb. And she's like, no, I don't know that one. I was like, do you mean Don't Speak? And she's like, yeah. I said, right, put on Don't Speak. You know Don't Speak by No Doubt? Yeah. So that was number 1 in the UK in 1995, I think. It was number 1 in the UK in 1995. And the reason I know that is because my best friend got hit by a truck, like an Iveco truck with like a box on the back. And she got hit by a truck because she was trying to sneak across the road to me and wasn't paying attention to the road, and this truck came down the road in the curb pretty much and hit her in the shoulder and flipped her up over the truck, bounced her 3 times on the cabin, and then she fell onto the ground. And then he spun the wheel to get away from her and spun up onto the curb onto the pavement where she was now standing or lying, and basically run over her, and then she went under the truck, and then she at the back there was like a spoke that came down, so the back lining of the truck in metal was like hanging off, and it dug her into the knee and ripped right up to her pubic bone. So she had this massive gash all the way up her thigh, and then it was just like this black bag billowing around underneath the van as I was looking at it. It was just driving on, trying to brake. And there was just this thing rolling around underneath it, and it was her impaled by this spike or spoke hanging off the back of the van. And I was screaming because I was coming home from school. We both truanted that day, and I went back in at lunchtime so that they wouldn't call my mum. But she stayed out all day, and she apparently, according to my sister, went to step out into the road, and my sister went, "Sam, look, there's a truck," and she went, "Shh, I need to sneak off on Mel," shh, and stepped out into the road, which is when the thing hit her in the shoulder. So she was laying on the road, on the flat of the road, after this truck drove up onto her, sort of went like this, and then he was driving on the road, hit her, she went bang, 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 and then fell on the road. And then he went up onto the road and drove over her, dragging her under the truck with this thing that's hanging out the back. So he's like ripped her skin open and all her muscles open on her left leg, and ripped her. She's falling around at the back of the truck. And then he's pulled up, he's stopped, and she's just laying there like this on the road. And she had her right shoulder was up by her head and coming out at a 98-degree angle from her head, and like at a right angle, and then like this, and then her other arm was like this, and she was staring into space, and I went, "Sam!" because I got to her, and we were all I heard was screaming as I saw this thing billowing around underneath her truck, and I could hear everybody screaming, and I then heard them scream, "Sam!" So I started screaming, and we were walking home from the bus stop, and she was right outside my house, this was. And I run down, and I was like, "Sam!" Like, "What the hell is this?" And then realised they're screaming Sam, so I was like, "Sam!" and run to her, and she's staring glassy-eyed, like this, onto the road, and her hips were all bent up. She'd broken her pelvis in 5 places at this point, and didn't realise she'd broken her 5 ribs. Plus her shoulder was shattered, her shoulder blade, and her collarbone was shattered as well, and she dislocated her right arm. So her right arm was up out of her head like this, and she was laying on the floor like this, staring into nothing, and I went, "Sam!" in her face, and she woke up and went, and at that point her thigh, which was ripped open, started to pump blood, so that the gash that was the length of her knee to her pelvis started to fill with blood. And then I looked up, and there was my mum coming across the road with a duvet, like a big quilt, and she laid it over her, and it just blossomed, the blood just blossomed out into this thing. Luckily, my doctor, my GP, was like my general practitioner, drove up at that point and pulled over and came running across the road. The fucker then billed her for the cost of blood damage to his coat. But anyway, he get down, and he was talking to her, and the ambulance turned up, and she was like, "I want my mom." So I ran into the house, and I picked up the phone, and I dialed her number, and I said, "Anne, it's Melissa. Sam's had an accident. She's outside my house. You need to come quickly. 327 Darnley Road." And she came, and she got taken to hospital. And my boyfriend at the time, the fucking boyfriend, Alan McAvoy was his name, jumped into the car with his friend Dwayne and 3 other people, but not me. And they all went up to the hospital to find out how Sam was, and I was left alone. How fucking awesome is that? So anyway, after school, every day I would walk up to the hospital, and her parents would drive me home afterwards. She was in a coma because she died 5 times. And then she had 5 fractures. I know it's a lot of 5s, right? She had 5 fractures to her pelvis. She had pins in her pelvis. They were coming out like twice, 2 and 2. Like 2 on the right side, 2 on the left side. And she could rest her elbows on them and walk around, right? So she had pinning her pelvis back together. She shattered her scapula, the one that was coming out of the left side. She shattered her scapula. She broke 5 ribs, and she died 5 times. If it was over 5s. So she died 5 times in theatre, but they managed to revive her, and she came back round and she died 5 times. It was all the 5s. I don't even know what that's about, but it was all the 5s. So I was up there every night after school, and every night her family drove me home, and Don't Speak by No Doubt was on the radio because it was just released, and it was every freaking time. And if you listen to these lyrics, Don't Speak, you know just what I'm saying. I can't hear you thinking. Don't tell me cause it hurts. Don't tell me cause it hurts. I know what you're saying, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me cause it hurts. So it was really relevant to me at the time. So tonight, my neighbour comes around. These two do not connect, right? They have not connected. And I said, do you know what? I had a friend I didn't connect with, and 5 years later, we're like best mates. So I think maybe you guys will connect eventually. She's like, I'm not fucking having that. And she walked out. She left. That's my neighbour. She's really pissed off. Really pissed off that I would say such an outrageous thing as to suggest that she might get on with someone that I love. Because I love her. She survived, and I think she survived because she needs Jesus, and Jesus kept her alive for some reason, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, do you know, I started reading Ezekiel the other day.
Mm.
You ever read Ezekiel? I know you're like a Messianic, no, not Messianic Jew, what's it? What was it we say? Hebrew Israelite. Is that what you are?
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelite. I saw a YouTube about a guy going, I'm a Hebrew Israelite in the high street, and he got arrested. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that video.
That was in England. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, I seen that.
Right, so he got arrested for disturbing the public peace. He's like, I'm not Christian, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And she's like, what's that? A Hebrew Israelite. And he's like, don't arrest me, I ain't even done nothing. Another lady's going, I ain't done nothing. Yeah, it was in England, around COVID time. Yeah, he was a Hebrew Israelite. So the Israelites, so basically, the Jews and the Hebrew Israelites, they attend to the Old Testament, yeah? And you're waiting for Messiah.
Yeah.
Yes? Well, I read Ezekiel recently. This is getting way off topic because this is supposed to be about scheduled dealing drugs. But I read Ezekiel the other day, and I was flummoxed, flabbergasted, floored by the description of God. I really was. Like, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like, this was written 4,000 years ago. And the dude was talking about seeing the living God with flames from his midriff downwards, clothed in white, with his eyes like flames and his eyes flashing out. I was just... And the angels that were tip to tip wings together, holding tip to tip, and the other 4 wings. So they had 4 wings, but 2 were covering their bodies, and the others were out, and they were tip to tip with the next one, and each had a wheel, and the wheel they were floating, but they had 4 faces. So an eagle, a man, a lion, and something else. Might have been a cow. I can't remember, an ass or something. And they were like 4, 4, 4, 4. So they had faces on the back and the front and the left and the right. And which direction they went into, they stayed the same because they had faces there. I was like, what? That's like Revelation. And then I looked it up. It was Revelation 4:7, where John, the best friend of Jesus, had the same revelation of the same creatures in heaven. And I was like, what? It did my head in. So I haven't been allowed to read Ezekiel or Jeremiah or Lamentations yet. God said no, not yet.
You haven't been allowed to?
No. Every time I tried to read them, I was like distracted, not thinking right, not in the right frame of mind. It just felt like there was a blockage preventing me from reading these chapters or these books. So I think God's telling me now to read Ezekiel, and I don't know why. Ezekiel's really next to Daniel. I've read Daniel. I've read a lot of the Bible, actually. I haven't read Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, and some of the minor prophets. I haven't read them, but I've read the rest of the Bible apart from that. So I feel like there's a time to read those chapters, and now it's the time to read Ezekiel. I've read Nehemiah, which is after Ezra, which is when they would build the wall around Jerusalem. So have you read all of the Old Testament as an Hebrew Israelite? Have you read all of it?
The Old Testament, yeah.
Huh?
The only thing, yeah, the Old Testament.
Yeah.
The only thing is the church that I was in,
Yeah.
they only stayed in the New Testament. They never went to the Old Testament. So I started looking at it for myself.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
They usually just stay in the New Testament. So they don't try to stray off from the New Testament.
which really sucks because Jesus talked about the Old Testament quite a lot. Jesus, everything he did, he referred to the Old Testament. If you read Matthew in the New Testament, he tells about how Jesus referred to the Old Testament in everything that he did. Which is why I've said to you for months now, maybe years, a couple of years now, I've said read Matthew, because Matthew wrote to the Jews knowing that they would know the Old Testament. Because the Hebrew Israelites, or Jews, if you want to call them that way. Do you know who you're descended from? What tribe?
Yeah, but
Who? What tribe are you in as a Hebrew Israelite?
well, us that was scattered to over here in the United States
Yeah.
are Judah.
You're the tribe of Judah. Do you know what? This is so funny. Because I heard tribe of Judah in my head before you said it. Tribe of Judah. That's the tribe that Jesus was descended from. I don't know if you know that. But it was the tribe of Judah. So all of you in the United States are tribe of Judah. Is that correct?
That's where we were scattered to. Because they were
during the days of
kicked
Babylon?
Or our ancestors were kicked out of Israel for disobeying God and not following him and following other gods.
Because he said he would scatter you to the ends of the earth. So you're all over the place now. Which is a good thing, really.
We had to flee because we were invaded.
Yeah.
We flew into North Africa.
Yeah.
And then we were captured, and then we were picked from West Africa to different parts of
Europe and beyond.
The Atlantic slave trade.
Right. Okay. Because I'm looking into all this, because I'm reading the Old Testament, and I'm really wondering what happened to all the Jews. Because even though I'm not descended from Jews at all, I'm actually descended from the Slavic trade. So the original slaves were from Eastern Europe and Western Europe, which is Slavic, like North East Europe. The Slavs were the original slaves. So the white people were actually indentured slaves to start with. So they were sold, and then it's just mental when you get into it. Oh man!
Yeah.
So that's why they're called Slavic. Is like the Northlanders or Norwegians or like Icelandic, Greenlandic sort of people were the original Slavs, which is called slave in modern times. So we were the original slaves. And that is why we call Slavic, which is blonde hair, blue eyes, which Hitler would have called the Aryan race, which is ridiculous because look at my children. They are mixed race, and I think that is pretty much perfect. It's perfect amount of melanin in the skin, which
You're beautiful. You have beautiful kids.
Yes, right? And I think that the Africans and the Slavics are like extreme polar opposites. So you've got the mixed race in the middle, and then you've got the Slavics at this end, and then you've got the Africans, blacks, and Caribbeans and Africans at this end. And in the middle, you've got mixed race people, which is what I believe Adam and Eve were. So they had the perfect amount of melanin to prevent them from skin cancer, but they also were right smack bang in the middle of white versus black. So they were like the conjoining of the two. And I think the two separated during Genesis 6, which is when the Tower of Babel was made, because Jesus, or God at the time, was like, if these guys succeed in the Tower of Babel, they will know everything. They will be able to ascend to the cities of God, which is why he scattered them throughout the lands. And that is why we have different languages and stuff. So I've been studying Latin for about 30 years now, and I love Latin because it explains a lot about the European languages, and I can understand a lot of the European languages because I study Latin. So, I mean, we're getting way off topic now. We've been talking about this for about half an hour. But isn't it fascinating? It's so interesting, isn't it? Like, so many millions of people have discussed this very topic, and here we are on Twitch playing fucking SCheDuLe, talking about Slavic stuff, and I'm white and you're black, and we're talking about the mixed stuff that goes on between our races. And you know, the first thing, one of the very first things that my husband, who is black African, said to me was there are only two races in the world. And two races are Christian and non-Christian. And I thought that was very apt. I thought that was amazing for him to say, because that deals with the eternity and now, which, if you look at it, everyone in society is looking for eternal life. Like, even watching Harry Potter, which I have been doing for the last 2 nights, as you know, the Philosopher's Stone, Nicholas Flamel, in the first book, was looking for eternal life. And I think most people look for eternal life, don't they? Because the Bible explains it as we have eternal life within us. The Spirit of God is breathed into our very bones within Adam. And like Adam means man of clay. I don't know if you know that, but that's what Adam means in Latin or Hebrew or one of the languages. Anyway, I can't remember which. But Adam literally means clay man. And God breathed into his body and he was alive. And from that, we are all born. So Eve was taken out of his rib and she became the mother of all creation. And so God breathed into all creation. And I just find it so fascinating to study the old languages, because the old languages sort of precursor the modern languages that we have. And the modern languages we have evolved from the ancient languages, and the ancient languages of ancient Greek, ancient Hebrew, and Latin. So if we study Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, we can sort of understand all the other languages. So I can translate Spanish, Italian, German, French from the original Latin that they grew from. I just find it all so fascinating, and I'm trying to impart that kind of love of language, or I don't know, passion of studying the English language, which came from sort of Celtic, Slavic, Latin that became English, really Saxon, like so many, like ambulat, which means walk in Latin, comes from ambulat in Latin, which means walk, which also is ambulance, comes from. So ambulance is to travel someone from this point to where they need to go. And amble, which is a sort of a shuffle walk, comes from that same root word of ambulat, which is amazing to me. There's so many. And one of the direct translations is German, which I really love because my dad lived in Germany, but I really love how easy it is to understand. So I'm trying to impart this knowledge of German and Latin to my children. They're just not interested at all. Which is really boring for me. And I studied Latin actually when I was 10 years old. I studied it in my year 6 group when Usborne Books brought around a whole box of new books for us to study.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I actually found...
That's the right time to study when you're young.
Yeah, like before puberty apparently. Because when you hit puberty, your tongue changes and you can't perform certain tongues. I think we talked about this before because I can't roll my R's. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. It's because I can't roll my R's. So I haven't got the flutter of the tongue that you need to pronounce some European languages. So I can't pronounce like French words, for example. I can't pronounce them properly. So yeah, it sucks a little bit, but meh. Whatever. I speak German like a toddler. So because I can't quite enunciate quite correctly, pronounce the words very well. But when I was in Germany and my dad was living there, I was talking I was talking to my dad in German, and the kid that was there, she was 3 years old. She was like, "Why is she talking like a child?" in German. Was ist das Kinder? I was like, I don't know, I'm talking like very started English, very started German. And yeah, that was how that played out. So it's very funny to me. But I love all the Eastern European languages.
I like the way y'all talk, though.
You do? I like the way y'all talk. Y'all. What do you like about it? Because I like the way you talk. I love the way you talk. It's a bit Matthew McConaughey. Do you know he's a Christian? Do you know Matthew McConaughey's a Christian?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he is. You hear him talk on YouTube, dude. I can't wait to meet him. He's in my top 5. So Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey, 2 top people I would love to meet in heaven. So, and I think they're both from Texas, aren't they? Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. He named his child Levi, which means Matthew means Levi, apparently. You know, the honoured priests. From the tribe of Levi, you're the tribe of Judah, which is the tribe Jesus came from, funnily enough. Oh my god, how long have we been talking about this? It's 7:34. I think we need to have a private chat about this.
It's really Yehuda. It's really Yehuda. It's not Judah.
Yehuda. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was no J's in the Hebrew alphabet.
Yes, Yehuda, which means Joshua, right? The same as Joshua means Jesus. I have a nephew called Joshua who is the same as Yeshua. So, yeah, Yeshua is Joshua. So it's the same thing because there was no J in the Hebrew alphabet. You're absolutely right. So this is all very fascinating to me. And all I know is Jesus is real and he talks to me. So, mate, you need to find Yeshua. Because it's coming soon. I've watched quite a dozen things about the rapture recently. And the rapture is explained in Revelation, and I didn't realise how much of Ezekiel was echoed in the New Testament Revelation that was given to John, who was Jesus' best friend on earth. And I don't know how much you know about it. I know your mum was a Christian. I know you're not, but I know you're brought up in church. So it's all private study. This is nothing I've learned from church. It's just private study. It's what God has revealed to me within his word.
What makes me
Skeptical?
Everything, like, okay, if everything was stripped from you, your language, your culture,
Yeah.
your way of life, you would want to figure, you would want to look for it or try to figure it out or try to, like, see what your culture was and
I think culture is irrelevant when you're talking about eternity.
No, it's not, because you lose something. People without culture and without their real language and without their
do you not think that they're like stripped and just the natural law?
You destroy people without their identity.
Without the cultural identity, you are stripped. Are you saying?
Yeah, you destroy a group of people if you take away everything that they had, like their culture, their culture, their language. They don't know who they are. You can destroy people, and that's what happens.
What would you say to me?
That's why I was wanting to look for my roots and stuff. That's what I was doing.
But you're talking about physical roots as opposed to spiritual roots. And spiritual and physical cannot be the same and be in the same plane of existence, can they? I mean, Jesus was the ultimate spiritual and physical combined. And so, do you think that both can be combined within us as well?
No, I'm just saying it destroys people. Like if you
strip away the culture. I don't think you strip away cultural influence, because
everything from
but like Sam said when we first got together was there are two races within the human race. There's Christian and non-Christian. There are no skin colours or anything. And now, bearing in mind my husband is from Malawi, which is Africa. He's very, very dark black. And I am very, very white. Like, I sunburn. He goes out and gets tanned. And he's very, very dark black. I absolutely love his skin. He's like dark chocolate. He's gorgeous. And he said to me, there are only two races within the human race. There's Christian and non-Christian. And that really resonated with me, because I actually have a very large butt, which makes me more African than anything else. Which just sounds really racist, but I have a massive booty. Right? I'm quite a big booty Judy, right? So my mum drew me from a perspective on her paper pad when I was like, I think I was 10. I think it was around 1991. We were living in 42 Darnley Road, and we moved up to 327 Darnley Road when our family got too big. So it would have been 1990. Steve was born in March, and so we became a 6 children family. And then we were too big for the 3-bedroom house that we had, so the council moved us to a 6-bedroom home. And I was 10 when that happened. So that would have been 1989/1990. Now, Stephen was born in 1990, in March 27th. And so it would have been after that. And I remember going to school in 1992 from the bus stop up the road from 327. So it would have been 91, 92. Why the hell I'm talking about this, I can't remember. Because I remember everything with the last 10 minutes. Perimenopausal or old age or medicinal, who knows. Right? So that is when she told me, I can't remember. What the hell was I talking about? We moved from 42 to 327 Darnley Road when I was 11. So that was my
big booty Judy, your mom drew you.
Right! Mom drew me a picture. And it went like this, right? Neck, spine, booty, legs. You better marry an African, is what she said. big booty Judy. There's your back, goes in, right, S shape, and there's my bum, and then there's legs. So that's what she said. Right, now I challenge you. I'm just going to escape and tab, and then I can move over here to my stream where I can show you my butt, right? Don't take this in a sexual way, but my butt, right, comes out quite considerably from my belly, does it not? And this is after 4 children, bearing in mind. Right, my butt is quite big. I don't know if it's going in the right direction. No, there we go. Look at that, my butt, right? It's big, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm talking about my butt on, like, Twitch, but there's my body. There's my butt. It's huge, isn't it? If I go forward.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice, thank you. My butt is big, right? So it goes like this, there's your butt. Like, wow, and there's your butt and then leg. You better marry an African, is all I'm saying, is your mum. I was 10! 10 years old! And she said that to me. I have got a big butt. But for 4 kids, it remains the same. So all I can say, I married an African.
Your mom told you that when you were 10?
Yep, she told me when I was 10, and when I was nearly 30, I married an African. It was like she cursed me to marry an African, but God turned it around for good because he told me to marry Sam because he was lovely. Have you ever told you this story? Did I tell you this story, Eric?
Yeah, about you said you went to a chapter in the Bible and it showed you.
Mm-hmm. So the chapter. Wait. So let's go back a little bit. So I was engaged to someone who turned out to be a paedophile, and I was praying on my bed like, God, whoever you want me to be with, that's the man I need to land in my lap. Like, I don't want to date now and go back out into the field and have like shitloads of episodes with guys who turn out to be fucking wrong uns. And I was like, I just need my husband to land in my lap. And then he told me to go to King's Church. And I was like, I don't want to go there because my paedophile dad went there. And I don't want anything to do with anything that he had on earth. Now, bearing in mind, I want this guy, Stephen Rayner, to be in heaven when I get there. Because I forgive him for what he did on earth. I forgive him. Wholeheartedly, I want to see everyone in heaven. I want to see you, Eric, in heaven. So you better accept my Jesus was the Messiah that was foretold in scriptures. Because he was. If you read Matthew, you will see. So I want to see everyone I love in heaven, including my stepdad. But at the time, I was like, I don't want anything to do with my stepdad. And he went to King's when we kicked him out of the house. And we kicked him out of the house in the most spectacular way. So
Melissa, I don't say you better accept my ways or you're not gonna go to heaven.
Huh?
Melissa, I don't say to you, you have to accept my ways to go to heaven.
No, I don't have to accept your ways. I have to accept God's way. God is the ultimate.
But I believe a little bit different.
Okay. Well, I mean, the experiences that I've had of God tell me that this is the right way that I'm on the path to currently. And I know that there's 6 religions.
I'm not trying to. The thing that I get with I don't get with Christians is they try to. It's like they're trying to force you to believe what they believe. If you don't believe it, you're gonna go to hell. You're gonna burn forever.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what the Bible says, right? So it says that in the end days. So there's quite a few things that will happen first. So first, the dead in Christ will rise again. So that means we're literally going to have people rising out of their graves and coming back to life. And then
I think it's the mentally dead. That chapter, I think it's the mentally dead going to raise.
the mentally dead?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The people who's mentally dead is going to raise again.
What does mentally dead mean?
Dead anymore. Mentally dead. They're spiritually dead. They're spiritually dead.
How do you be spiritually dead? So I'm adding coffee liqueur to my tea now. I find that I am most eloquent when I'm drunk.
Me too, but I don't have any. I don't have any drink.
You have no alcohol? Dude, I have so much alcohol. I have an alcohol cupboard. And I only dip into it rarely. I've got coffee liqueur. I have coconut liqueur. And that's just 2 of my samples. I have passion fruit liqueur, strawberry liqueur, Shinzano, which goes really well with lemonade, which I also bought. I have Jim Beam.
You want me to call you Melissa or Mel? You prefer Melissa or Mel?
You can call me Lissa. Call me Liz. I heard you calling me Melissa, but you can call me Liz. Like my best friends call me Liz.
Liz?
Liz. Let me write it.
Liz.
Yeah, you can be one of the privileged few. Oh, that's capitals. Hang on. Liz.
Well, this feels like
that.
I don't know. This seems like they're
I think we need to take this chat off screen. Do we? Liz. Liz is what my mum used to call me, and it's what my best friend Carrie calls me. They call me Liz. Because she calls me Lissy. My mum called me Liz, and then she died 3 years ago. She was the only person, Lissa! When I say things, and she'd go, no, Lissa! My mum was an extra special sort of person. You know, I just poured coffee liqueur into my tea.
Your mom, I remember you showed me the picture of your mom. She was a very beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think I get my looks from? No, I look most like my mum. Have you seen pictures of my sister?
The
beauty queen one.
Which one?
Beauty queen.
Yeah.
Oh, I've shown you pictures.
Yeah.
Chrissy. Here she is. Right. Let me see if I can. Here we go. Right. This is my sister. I'm now going to put you on to display capture. This is my sister. Here she is. Look at that. Is she not a beauty queen? Hang on. See? There. Can you see that?
No.
What?
Mm-mm.
It should be on display capture. Hang on. Maybe display capture is above game capture. 1 sec. I just need to go into OBS. Maybe I should switch past. Yeah, it is. Hang on. There you go. Can you see it?
Me and my ex got into it about
Can you see it now?
Me and my ex got into it about religion.
Oh, did you? Did that not go well?
Yeah. Because we got into it about God and all this, and it was like, I want my kids to be raised. I want my kids
to have
raised,
those chats, though.
Huh?
You've got to have those chats, though. That's really important. So me and my hubby, God told me to marry him. And I did tell you this before. He told me, so an ex before him, I was with for 8 years, and he turned out to be a child paedophile, because I found out one morning when I woke up at 5:30 a.m. and there were policemen in my room. Did I tell you this before?
Yeah, I really tell you.
Yeah, I did tell you before. So it turns out he'd been downloading child porn for 3 years prior. And I was shocked, to say the least, but that explained why he'd been quite unemotional and not wanting to have sex in any way, any capacity, for a few months before. It explained a lot. And so when he did that, he didn't get a prison sentence, but he did get a tag. He had to be cuffed on the ankle for a year. And the reason that he didn't get imprisoned was because I was in the courtroom, because I wanted to hear what the fuck he'd been on about. What the hell was he doing? So that's
was he labeled as a child molester then?
Yeah, he got put on the sex offenders register for 5 years, and he got put on a tag, which is like an ankle cuff for a year. So he had to be near the vicinity of the machinery from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So he couldn't do night shifts or anything for a whole year. And I felt like I couldn't leave him during this time. So I just spent the time hanging out with my friends, hanging out with him during the time we were at home. And my mum was in prison at the time, so I had nowhere to go. Why would you think of still hang out around him if you knew he was... Because I felt kind of responsible in a way. This is the man that I tied my life to, and he was in trouble. And my mum was in prison. I know, but
it's nasty, though.
Yeah, it's nasty. And also, my mum was in prison, so I had nowhere to go. So I was kind of trapped. And I felt I couldn't really share that with the whole of my family, just some members. I shared it with my mum, who was in prison. I shared it with my sister, the one on screen right now. Can you see her? So that's Chrissy. That's my twin. She's a beauty queen. She doesn't look like that in real life. In real life, she looks like me. And when I ring her, we laugh because we're both in the same dressing gown with glasses on, and she looks just like me. So she looks like my grandma, and she looks like my dad, and I look like my mother.
Is this the one that can have babies?
Yes, that's the one who can't have babies. Yeah, so she's married. She's not married. She's buying a house with a guy who has 2 daughters called Ruby and Ada, and they absolutely adore her. I mean, understandable, because she's a queen for a start, and also she's really fun and she's funny. She's like the dream girl. She's a fucking unicorn. She's 11 out of 10. She's a unicorn, I'm telling you. She doesn't exist in society. Society, you can tell I'm drunk. Society doesn't embrace her because she's a fucking unicorn, 11 out of 10. She's amazing. I love her so wholeheartedly. We have never had one argument, bearing one that we had involved with my mum. And my mum came between us, and we both were on opposite sides. However, we have sort of resolved that since my mum died, and we've always been same wavelength. We are twins, 4 years apart. She's awesome, and I would betroth her. I would marry her if he wasn't my sister.
So you would be a lesbian?
No, I would marry her partner style. No sex involved. I can't have sex with my sister. Behave. So I'm not like in what's it called? Incest. That's the word. No. We are MCC to CCC. Incest disallowed. Okay. I don't want to flick a bean. I want to be friends with her forever. She is beautiful, but I'm not sexually attracted to my sister. Let's lay it out there. No. But I want to be around her all the time. Huh?
I said I didn't say that.
I think the words you said were sexually. No, but I want to be with her 100% of the time because we validate each other. We are funny with each other. We spend time together and we just laugh over the most insane, stupid things. And we're just in fits of giggles together over nothing.
So you have another sister?
I've got 2 other sisters. So there's Claudia. Between me and Chrissy, who are 4 years apart, there's Claudia, who used to be my best friend until she went a bit weird and she ended up getting diagnosed with bipolar disorder, BPD. I don't know if you want to Google that. But she's BPD, but she's delusional. So she has delusions of grandeur and she has delusions of persecution. So they're both up there. She's literally schizo. Okay, so she's either bipolar with schizotypy or full-on schizo.
Did she get a check?
Yeah, she got so she was arrested and sent.
You want to get off of here?
I don't mind. Like, this is kind of relevant, I suppose, to druggies who are interested in Schedule 1. Because it's a gateway drug and she smokes a lot of it. So she's ended up with psychosis. I'm just going to pour some more coffee liqueur into my tea because it's really nice. No, I don't mind getting off of it. This is public for all to see. So, me and Chrissy are very normal. We've got a lot of willpower. We are strong women doing our thing, doing what we want to do. We are good at everything we attempt to. We're like proper autism, ADHD type people. So neurotypical, no. Neurodiverse, yes. In that we focus on things and we achieve what we want to achieve. So anything we set our mind to, we excel at. We are very, very good at excelling at what we're interested in. And I think that's really the only way to be. So me and Chrissy are very, very similar.
Yeah, good.
Huh?
I said, yeah, that's real good.
That's the only way to be, right? Claudia is very good at what she excels to be at, but she also has a victim mentality. And she's in between me and Chrissy. So me and Chrissy are 4 years in between. Claudia is the middle child in between me and Chrissy. So Claudia, who I absolutely adore. Don't get me wrong, she's BPD, she's a fucking psycho, and she would attack me within any opportunity. But since our mum died, I am the closest thing to a mother that she's got. And she just wants to impress me. And her kids absolutely love me, but she hates me with a passion. So, but she's BPD and she's psycho. She's BPD with delusions of grandeur and delusions of persecution. So she thinks I am against her. She thinks also that she is friends with the Queen, who has died.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, she's friends with the Queen. So recently, she gave away to the police a silver jewellery box that she was left by my mum, with the thing that this was stolen from the Queen and it's bringing curses to our family. It was my mum's. It wasn't stolen from the Queen. But this is the delusions of grandeur that she has. So she insisted that she be driven to the local police and dropped it off. So she did, and we've never seen it again. I love her. She was my best friend. Like, we were thick and thin through it all, ride or die, until her second child was born under a very traumatic situation. I was there, and she just turned. She flipped on me, and she was really like accusatory, like I'd done something wrong to her. And honestly, I had to pin her legs. Huh?
You think a chemical imbalance happened whenever she had the kid or something? Or?
Something like that. So the second child, I think, had the cord around his neck and she couldn't push him out. He was stuck. So me and her husband had to pin her legs back like this. We had to hold onto her legs and help her force him out. And I think from that point, she was like blue in the face with pushing until we had to pin her legs back and help her get him out. And when he was born, he was blue. And most children are grey when they're born until they take their first breath. And then they go pink up. And if they then go blue, it's because they haven't got enough oxygen. So they're born grey, pink and blue. And they have the fucking audacity to call black people coloured.
Actually, we're really white when they come out.
No, they're fucking grey. They're grey when they come out, and then they come into their colour when they take their first breath.
As babies are pretty light, and then
they're light because they're grey. It's like they've got...
Go
on.
I'm saying after a while, we're pretty light. After the grayness goes away.
Oh, after the grey, when they take the first breath, the oxygen gets into the skin and they present as their real colour. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pink up.
And then later on, the pigment starts coming in, and then...
Pigment, aka melanin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, first, children are born looking like their fathers, which apparently feeds into evolution theory. But they're born grey. And every child, until they take the first breath, is born grey. And they take their first breath, and then they pink up. They become alive. And then it's like God breathes into the nostril. Oh my God, did you see recently there was a YouTube advert, a YouTube video, where a lady was praying over her child and there was literally a hand on the ultrasound of a hand around the face of the baby. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was amazing. She prayed before every ultrasound that God was knitting her child within the womb, which is what knitting your child within the womb. I think it's David spoke about it in the Psalms. You knit me together within my mother's womb. Is that David?
Mm-hmm.
Is that in Psalms? Or is it Kings? You knit me together within my mother's womb. What was that?
I believe it was in Psalms.
I think it was Psalms as well. I agree. So I think it was in Psalms. You knit me together within my mother's womb. And there was literally a hand above this baby's face. Like, so you see Chrissy's face right there. So the hand was above the face, like where the mouse arrow is now. There was a human hand above the face in this ultrasound. And the mother was praying before the ultrasound that God's hand would be together with that child, hand upon the child, blessing it. And there was a hand within the ultrasound over the face. It was insane. And she posted it on Facebook and it's gone viral. I can't remember how we got into this conversation. I'm perimenopausal. I do have to apologise. You need to remind me of what I was talking about. So, anyway, suffice to say, God is ever present in our lives. He has a plan for all of us. He has a plan for salvation. And he is very, very real. So, and everything makes sense. Even evolution by natural selection, I understand. I really understand that. I don't understand how amphibians can become reptiles that then become dogs that go back into the sea and become dolphins. Like, I don't understand that at all. Because dogs going into the sea would drown. Right? No evolution by natural selection would select gills to affect the dogs right there very moment going into the sea. That would take too long. We don't have any Neanderthals between ape and human that exist between those two branches that would explain evolution. However, we have apes and man who are very similar, but we also have 97% of the same DNA as a banana. So, go figure that. So Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of
Will you move that so I can see you? I can't see you.
What, can't you see me? Oh, there.
Huh?
Wait, so you need Chrissy and you need me, right? So you need that and that. Oh, hang on. So you need me, which is... Where the hell am I? Well, that's a logo, that's locked. Oh my god, my throat is like... Alright, I need to get rid of... Where's me gone? Yeah, I've disappeared. Not wrong. Yeah, where's my webcam gone? Where have I gone? I'm going to have to, like, delete it. Remove. Yes. Well, I'm going to have to add me as a webcam now. I can't find it. No, not media source. Where have I gone? Video capture device. Yeah, that's not even in the thing. Add existing. Okay. Yeah, there I am. Right, I just need to get rid of that window. Let's move my wallpaper. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like part me. With I can't believe my neighbour saw my hat and still wanted to dissociate with me. We were dancing to music in my living room, and she's like, "You mentioned that girl that I hate," and she won't tell me why she hates her. Which is, I mean, is it bad that I would ditch my friend of 33 years for my neighbour of 8 years if she slagged me off? What do you reckon?
I mean, someone who talks behind your back.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what she said behind my back. God's told me to ditch her, and I haven't. So what do you reckon?
She's two-faced.
She's two-faced? She's been two-faced about a lot of people. So I have noted that about her. Or maybe I should go talk to my neighbour in the sober light of day. What do you reckon?
Huh?
You reckon I should go talk to my neighbour in the sober light of day?
Yeah.
It's light outside now. No, I'm not going to do it! It's not. I feel like every time I drink, something bad happens. I don't know what to do. We've been friends for a very, very long time. We've only connected in the last 5 months. I don't know what to think of that. All I know is my neighbour is a Christian and my friend is not. And my husband told me there are only 2 races in the human race. Non-Christian, Christian. Christian, non-Christian. So I've got to take what my husband says at face value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a Christian, so I'm not.
Well, I know you're not, but you're a Hebrew Israelite, and Eric, you're my best friend. I spend a lot of time with you, and I respect your opinion. I do respect your opinion. Like, we're not even playing at this point. We're just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect your opinion. And what do you think I should do? Been the best mate of 33 years? Or been the neighbour for 8 years?
I would go with the people who came and told me that someone was talking behind my back.
Yeah, that's the way I'm inclined as well. I don't know how people could talk behind my back. I haven't really done anything to be worthy of being talked about behind my back. What the hell could I have done? I try to put everyone first, other than myself. So, I'm also inclined to think of Daniel, my 9-year-old, who said, "I don't like when you hang out with her." That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know Daniel, he's pure heart.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to talk to her in sober light of day.
Yeah. I think she's sober.
Yeah. Well, she's sober and I'm sober. You see my thing? You can't quite see, but there's a steak juice stain right there where my nose should be. Above the E.
Mm-hmm.
There's a steak juice blob. That steak I sent you earlier. Oh, it was so lush. It was a big daddy rump steak. It was bigger than my hand, which is quite big.
Yeah, that was nice.
£6.29. Which in dollars I worked out it would be about $8.30. $8.30. What do you reckon? $8.30 for a big fat steak as big as your hand. It was good. I think.
Not bad.
Yeah, I think. I bought food for the kids coming home tomorrow. I was going to make them spag bowl. So that's like 3 of them love it. And then one of them only likes it with penne pasta. Penne tagliatelle. And 2 prefer the spaghetti. I think I should learn Latin. I mean Italian, which is the direct descendant of Latin. And speak the Italian for them. Like a Mario, I love a pizza. Which sounds really racist. But I love a spaghetti bolognese. And funny enough, Sam's language that he wants to learn, the country he wants to visit is Italy. And then for me, it's Italy. So, Italy for both of us. Which, match made in heaven, isn't it? I really love my husband. I'm so in love with him. Like, God told me to marry him, and he was a black man. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I've told you this before. But I always imagined I would have children that were white babies with blonde hair and blue eyes like I was, right? So when I prayed for a lovely husband, that's all I wanted was a lovely husband. And honestly, God told me, I thumped my bed. I was like, I don't want to marry Samuel. And I just banged my bed like that. And the Bible, thin pages though it was, it jumped on the bed and it landed and the pages flipped. And it landed on the Song of Solomon. And if you look it up, Song of Solomon, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 5, it says, dark am I, yet lovely. And that is what I prayed for, was a lovely husband. Lovely to me, my family, in particular my mum, my sisters and my friend, and any animals that we have, and our future children. That's 7 points of loveliness that I wanted, right? And when I explained to God, I don't want to marry Samuel, because he said, marry Samuel. And I was like, no, because it doesn't fit with my ideal of white babies with blonde hair. And he said, marry Samuel. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And I banged the bed, single bed that I was living in. And the Bible I was in flipped, like jumped on the bed, and it fell open to chapter 1, verse 5, came out of the script and floated in the air above me, which said, "Dark am I, but lovely." And I was like, fuck me. 2 years ago.
Wait, what was that? What was that saying that you said?
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. What translation are you reading it in right now? Mate, on chat on Twitch. I should probably switch it to just chat.
What did you say? I am dark.
Dark am I, but lovely. I have to change like the channel right now to just chatting, right? Look it up. Chapter 1, verse 5. Broadcast options, category, game, and go again. Just chatting. Done. Because we haven't played SCheDuLe for ages. So, are you looking it up right now? Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. It's forever inscribed into my soul. You looking it up?
Yeah.
What you got? What you got? What are you looking it up on?
Did you flip? You still there?
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to read it. You found it yet?
What was the song?
What?
What was it? Songs of Solomon?
Yeah. Chapter 1, verse 5. You found it yet?
No.
Come on, Google it. Song of Solomon or Song of Songs? It's called both. You found it yet? Oh my god, it's taking for a long time. Okay, Brad's run out of product.
Just reading this, I can't find it.
What?
Yeah, I'm putting it in here. This.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. Mate, you got loads of stuff. Right. Alright, it sounds mad for a Christian to be playing this game, but oh my god, is that awesome. It's kind of like my childhood. What the hell? There's no meth left in here. There's 20 and 10. I have to bag up over here. Okay.
Are we finished talking?
Now I'm waiting for you. While I'm waiting for you, I'm bagging up meth. While I'm waiting for you to find that scripture, I'm not bagging up meth. Does that sound dodgy from Christian? Does it? Christian perspective.
I'd rather talk this way again.
Look it up. Chapter 1, verse 5, Song of Solomon. You can Google it. It will come up. You can look it in as many translations as you want. It still says the same thing. Oh no, I need to run to Benji. No, what's his name?
I'm not going to say this because we're going to argue.
No, it's fine. We're not going to argue.
No, it's not.
It is fine. What does your translation say?
No, I was going to say the never mind.
Oh, hang on. Huh?
No.
$6,000 from this guy. Meth. OG ass blaster. And some meth. Done. Thanks, boss. No problem. What does your translation say?
I haven't even found anything on it.
So why do you think we're going to argue?
Because?
Eric, behave. Mate, I love you completely. There's nothing we're going to argue about. We can't argue about anything. God loves you. I love you. God loves me. That's all there is. And we're playing a drug game. Sorry, that made me laugh a little bit too much. Right. 20 meth mixed with what? It's too funny.
You don't think the Bible was changed and there's stuff sticking out of it?
No. I think God is in control enough to be able to keep it legit.
I believe some of it, a good portion of it is legit, but
what portion?
some stuff was taken out. I believe this is what I believe. Some stuff was taken out
Chicken is a
to
bird.
hide certain stuff and certain things.
Why would it be hidden?
Because
what? Yeah, I'm getting tired now. Because what?
Because we had to.
People had to, or God wanted them to? It's very different.
Man
wanted
everything.
People to stay.
Man corrupts everything.
Man does corrupt everything. I agree with you 100%. Yep. I think man does corrupt everything. Actually, let's take that out there. Let's mix it with something to make it worth more. Okay, so yeah, man corrupts, but only what God allows. Because he's all powerful. Yes? No. What is fat balls for? Balding. What the hell was that mixed with? I don't know. I'm tired now. I need to go to bed, I think. You said if we had this conversation we would argue, but I don't think we'd argue. I think we'd have an intelligent converse about it. Because I'm open to all religions at the end of the day. I just want to be with the God that made the world. And I think I found him. Because I'm genuinely seeking him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm genuinely seeking him because there's got to be more than this life, right?
Yeah.
And he tells me stuff that I can't possibly have known without his influence. He tells me stuff that I can't explain. So he's got to be real, right?
I look at everything on the planet and everything that's created, and I know there's a creator.
See, I look at it in the physical aspect and I compare it with the spiritual aspect. And I know that some physical aspects cannot be explained within the physical realm. And so therefore I have to look at the spiritual realm. And things get made there, like things are explained there that make sense to me within the spiritual and physical realm combined. So I can't explain why I heard a voice telling me it'll only save you a few minutes if you put the pizza oven on high now. Whereas I obeyed that message and I went to the car and I saw my 4-year-old sitting behind the wheel and the car handbrake being let off by my 2-year-old, 18-month-old actually, which began to roll back into my 4-year-old who was sat directly behind the wheel. And I said, "Joe, move! You've got to move!" And he looked back to me and said, "Huh?" And he twisted out of the way of the oncoming wheel that would have flattened him. And I can't explain that voice. I would have gone in and put the oven on to save me a few minutes. That's my response to my children being hungry. Is I'll save a few minutes by switching the oven on now when we get the shopping in. It will be ready for us to put the pizza in and they can eat quicker. But I heard a voice behind me, 3 foot higher than me, saying, "It's not worth it. It will save you a few moments at the most." And I was like, all right. So I went back to the car and I heard the release of the parking brake, which went dunk. And I heard that sound. I recognised the sound. And I couldn't believe the sound because I had put the handbrake on. and the car started to roll back. And I looked that way as the car rolled back, and there was my 4-year-old sitting behind the wheel. And he would have been flattened had I not said, Joe, move, you've got to move. And I'm opening the door, trying to get in the car to stamp on that brake again. And I couldn't get my foot in because it was moving too fast. And so I watched it hit my 4-year-old in the head, and then I held his hands as both wheels went over him. And I cannot explain that a voice told me it's not worth it. Before I put, if I had ignored that voice and gone in the house to put the oven on, I would have got out a minute, maybe half a minute before the gadunk sound of the handbrake releasing and rolling my car back over my 4-year-old. And he would have been L-shaped, flattened to the floor and run over by a 6-ton vehicle. His head would be at his feet or his knees, and he would have been flattened by this car going over him not once but twice with the front and the back wheel. And he would have been just a bloody mess on the floor. So I would never have got over that. I would never have come to terms with that. And I cannot tell you how much that voice saved my son. I cannot impress upon you how the importance of that voice and hearing that voice and obeying that voice at that moment saved my son. I can't impress upon anybody how much that meant to me. And there are my other children have all been attacked in similar ways. And the only one that made the news was Joseph Lungu. If you type in Joseph Lungu, you will see Joe come up on KM News. I mean, type him in right now, you'll see it. You'll see Sam's news interview where he was talking about how the accident happened. He didn't have first-hand information. He wasn't there. He had second-hand information from what I told him, and he spoke to the news company, and it was wrong information. It was inaccurate. And that really bothered me for a while, that he didn't actually convey what I had told him. Because second-hand information is never correct.
That's what usually happens.
Yeah, for sure. He said, the handbrake got lifted off. I don't know why Daniel climbed out of his car seat. He's never done that before. He just released the handbrake and it rolled back over Joe. Now, the reason that he let go of the handbrake, the 18-year-old, was he was sat behind me diagonally over my shoulder, and he would have seen me releasing the flap that's under the steering wheel, and then I drive. Because our drive goes on that way, and then the only way to get out is that way. So I would have gone gadunk and driven this way. So when I saw him at the window doing gadunk, he went like this on the wheel. So he knew roughly what I would do to get us out of the drive, which was on like a 35% incline. And he roughly knew what I was doing at 18 months old to be able to do that. And I watched him do it, and then the car was rolling, and I saw Joe, and I had to scream at him to get out of the way. And he moved, and he went, Mum! And I grabbed his hands, and the car door that I'd opened hit him in the head, and then it rolled over him, and it grabbed his T-shirt like that, and pulled it over, and I was scared that the car was going to roll over his torso. It didn't, and I knew that because when I ran and said, baby, hold on, Mummy's coming back, I've got to go with the car. And just stay there, don't move. And I ran with the car, and the car hit the curb, and it bumped up over the curb and kept on going. And I thought it would hit the curb and stop. But because of the incline, it hit the curb and carried on going. And it went down the hill, the same hill that I fractured my pelvis on 3 years later. It went down and smashed into the railing and went up over the railing and crashed through the neighbour's fence. And during this time, I was watching the whole thing like this, just watching it happen. And then Elijah, who was 7, and Daniel, who was 18 months old, in the front seat, Elijah in the seat behind, could not fathom why Elijah was still in the back seat and Joe was behind the car, because they normally climbed through the middle part into the front of the car and jumped out through the front because the child locks are on. So they would jump out the front and race each other to the front door. whoever's on that side had a bit of a behind start. Whoever's on that side would have a head start because they were on that side closer to the house. So they would run up the stairs and get into the house quicker. But neither of them that day ran to the house. And that was the day that Daniel unclipped his car seat and ran forward. And he'd never done that before. So I thought he was safe in his car seat. Or it's possible Elijah unclipped his car seat and allowed him to go forward. I don't know. And Elijah doesn't remember. So something happened that caused Daniel to go into the front driver's seat and release the handbrake. And at that point, Joseph, it later emerged, was sitting behind the car stroking Theo, our cat. Now, why he chose to sit behind the car and not run to the house to try and beat Elijah, I don't know. Why Elijah stayed in the car and not tried to beat Joseph to the front door, I don't know. All I know is the car ran over Joseph and went down the hill, bumped into the railing, went up over the railing, and then landed in the garden of the neighbour. Took out their fence, and down the road you can see the railing changes. It goes down, it's rusty, and then it's brand new silver or chrome, and then it's rusty. So you can see the 4 segments that have been replaced where my car went through. And I just watched the car go through these 4 bits of railing like, oh my God. And the 4th railing is where I hit 2 years later. 2, 3, 4. I think it was 4 years later. I hit it with my pelvis on the sled. And so,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was traumatic for sure. I didn't sleep really for a whole year afterwards. I was in shock, I think. I was in shock to start with. My neighbour says, we were talking about this tonight and I was crying my eyes out because she said, I got home from work early. It was like 3:10, and I was like, yeah, the accident happened at 3:04. And I was stuck outside because my phone fell out of my pocket. I was wearing a hoodie and it fell out of my pocket and it got run over. So it was crashed and I smashed to bits and I couldn't text anyone, couldn't call anyone. I remember my mum's number because the first 3 digits were the same as my number. So I scooped up Joe because as I ran back up the hill, I ran back down the hill after the car and I was trying to stop it going over the curb. I was trying to pull it and it just kept going and then it hit the curb and it went up and it went over and then it went down the hill and I was like, just watching it like, oh, I can't believe this has happened to me. And it hit the railing, it went up and it went over and it went down and it sort of buckled the fence underneath it and it just stayed where it was. And I ran down the hill and I said, are you okay? Daniel and Elijah. And they both nodded. And I was like, I've got to go back for Joe. And I turned around. I went back up the hill and I just went, help! Help! Like this guttural roar. And then 2 men came out of their houses. And Ty said, Mel, what's happened? I said, the car's run over Joe. And the Polish guy living next to me at 33 went, have you called an ambulance? I said, no. And then I saw my neighbour at 32. I say 32. I'm 34 and she's number 1 in the next road. And she came on, I was like, Amy. And she went, what do you need me to do? I said, look after my kids. And Ty came out and said, what do you need me to do? And I said, I need you to get the kids out of the car. And he ran up with Elijah and he ran up with Daniel and I scooped. As I went up the hill, Joe said, I can't walk. And I thought, he can talk. His lungs are okay. And he's tried to move and he can't stand. I can't stand. That's what he said. I can't stand. And I thought he's broken his leg. And he can talk perfectly. So he can breathe fine. His torso's fine. He can't walk. Therefore, he's hurt his leg. He's hurt his leg. Oh my God, I'm out of tea and now I'm starting to cough, which is never a good sign. So he's broken his leg. So I got to him and he was sitting on the floor like all hunched up and I've scooped him under the legs onto my arm, exactly the same position he was, and I just held him and I cried. I sobbed into his shoulder as he sobbed into me. And then Ty got my 18-month-old and my 7-year-old out of the car, which is Daniel and Elijah. And Daniel came to me and he put his arm around me and he held me and he was just crying. And Elijah was standing in front of me with this like face on him. And I said, I need you to get the house phone. Get me the laptop. Then I can call someone on Facebook because I knew my phone wasn't responding. My phone was smashed to bits. And I said, get me the laptop. I can Facebook Daddy. So I Facebooked Sam and Facebook called and he was just, welcome to the O2. I was like, oh. So I left a message and I was like, well, you need to get me the house phone. So I rang my mum, which was a similar number to ours by 3 digits. The last 3 digits were different. I said, Mum, I don't need to panic. Joe's been run over by my car. I need you to ring Sam. I can't get hold of him. The number is this. And she said, oh my God. And so she rang Samuel. And then my neighbour had already rung the ambulance. But Amy told me tonight, my neighbour next door, that she rang the ambulance. Now, I don't remember that. She says she came home from work. For some unknown reason, she was let off work early and she had to come home. She had a migraine and she was like, I think I need to go home. And they were like, okay, just go. So she went home and she was like, I don't really have a migraine. I don't really feel like it's a migraine. It's a weird feeling that I've got. So she went home and then she was, Mel, what's happened? And I said, Joe's been run over my car. Can you look after my kids? I said, Amy. And she said, what's happened? And I said, can you watch my kids? And she said, yes. So Elijah went into her house and Daniel went into her house and I went to the ambulance with Joe and then he was given pethidine and then he went, and he said something, I can't remember what it was exactly. It was something like, and his eyes sort of, instead of focusing on something, they went, whoa, and he was staring at something else. And the other paramedic said, he's gone. You can go and get his stuff. So I ran out of the ambulance and I was just like in shock. And there were people behind police lines. There was like tape.
What? What they say he's gone?
He's gone. Like he was on ketamine, so he was like gone. He's like he wasn't even aware of my presence at that point. So he.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's dead.
Dead. No, he was gone on the pethidine. I laid on top of him and I said, baby, this is just going to hurt for a little minute. They're just going to stab you in the hand and then they're going to give you something, the pain is going to go, okay? And they were like, you're really good with him. And I was like, baby, it's just pain. It's just pain in your hand. That's all you got to think of. They just give you a little scratch in your hand and then they're going to give you some pain relief and you're going to not feel anything of the car. And he was like, okay. So they give him a cannula and I had to lay on him still because he was fighting it because he's a strong character, he's Joe. So they put a cannula in his hand and then they gave him some ketamine and he went, and his eyes stopped focusing on the one thing and they just looked like, and they were like, he's gone, you can go get his stuff now. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went out of the ambulance. Everyone behind the police line was staring at me. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And Amy was there and she said, what do you want me to do? And I said, look after my kids. So she did. So Elijah and Daniel went into her house. And I went into my house. And like all my neighbours who were nearby were in my living room. Thank God I tidied up that day. And I just went in there and I was like, I don't know what I need. I don't know. I think I need tea bags. I need milk. Because Big Copper Girl is not an exaggeration. I need tea. I need tea to function. And I was like, I need tea. I know at the hospital they will give me tea, generic tea with generic milk. And that is not my jam. I am Earl Grey decaf with oat milk. So that is what I have. Or Red Bush decaf with milk, like oat milk. And that is all I can have because otherwise my bowels go bad. So I was like, right, I need that. So I need, and also he might be away being operated on. So I'm going to be sat there doing nothing. So I need knitting. I need a book to read and I need my Bible. So I grabbed all of these things and Tabby was there because my mum had called her. My littlest sister. She was there. Amy was there. The caretaker from the school was there. The air ambulance arrived at the front, but there was a bit of a hill because the car had gone down. the ambulance couldn't, the air ambulance, the helicopter couldn't land on the road because the road was too small and the hill was a bit wonky. So they had to go to the school. So we got in the ambulance, and the ambulance drove us to the school, which is only around the corner. It's like literally a 3-minute walk. The ambulance drove down and up, and then we climbed into the air ambulance, and I just cried from that point. Joe was gone on Pethidine. He was like, no, ketamine, so he was like, just walking, like looking around. And I was crying my eyes out, thinking, why didn't I just put the kids in the house and then get the shopping? Why did I grab the shopping first? And that was the constant kind of what if only that I had for 5 days. It was really, really bad. And you just think, I did what any other parent would do. You think your kids are going to act in a certain way, so you act in a certain way. Like, I never thought that my 4-year-old would sit behind the car and stroke the cat. I thought they would climb through the front, like they always did, and race to the front door. They were fine. I never thought that my 18-month-old would unclip his seatbelt and climb into the front and let the handbrake off. That's not a thought that ever entertained my mind, because he'd never done that. He usually just waited until I got to the car, and then I unclipped him and I brought him into the house. That's how it rolled. That's how we roll. So it was just... Yeah, routine. Yeah, it was just such a odd day. And it turned out he'd broken... So in your thigh, you have this big bone, and then you have a little bone. And he'd diagonally broken this bone and a diagonal. And that was it. And they manipulated it under the x-ray, and it was fine. He had a cast put on, and that was that. Done. 5 days later, out of the hospital. So a tiny little break. Well, I say tiny little break. Break of both bones on a diagonal. Really okay, considering the T-shirt had gone under. I thought his whole torso had been rolled over. No, it was just his leg was broken by the ankle. Both bones. And that was it. And then 5 days I was in the hospital with him, and I thought I couldn't even come back to the house to see the point where he'd been driven over by my own car. And I know there's a TV show, I can't remember if it's a film or a movie, where Paul Rudd's child gets run over by his car and dies. And I couldn't sleep after watching that. I watched it and I was just like guilt-ridden, like thinking that could have happened to Joe, especially because Joe was not my favourite child at that time. So Elijah was my first child, and then I had Joe, and I loved them both equally. And then Daniel was born. He looked like Elijah, and Daniel and Elijah were therefore my favourites. And Joe looked different. He looked like my mother-in-law. He was different to the other two, and he was super intelligent, super funny, but he was different to my first child. And so my first child I adored, and my second child was different, but in a good way, until my third child was born. He was like the first child. I thought, well, these are my real children, and the second one's a bit of an anomaly. And he doesn't really get on with the first and third child, so therefore he's wrong in a way. And then he got run over, and I just thought, is it what I've wished to happen? Is that something I've kind of brought about in wondering if he's really my child? Like, this is the weirdest sensation. I can't even explain the feelings, because me and Joe are so close. Like, he's the most like me emotionally and mentally than any of the others. And he's so emotional and so sensitive, and that's how I am. And he's so intelligent, which is how I am. But he's not creative at all, which is how I am. So he's the most like me inside, spirit and soul, as opposed to physically he's nothing like me. Whereas Elijah looks like me, Daniel acts like me, and Joe is just an anomaly. But he's mostly mentally and school, what's the word? Not school-like, student-like, I suppose, like me. Like he gets things like I would understand at his age. So I'm learning German from 10 years old. He would grasp it. Like, however I explain things, he grasps it. Whereas Elijah, I have to explain things 3 or 4 times in different ways before he grasps it because he's autistic. And Daniel is ADHD. So he doesn't have the mental capacity to stick with me for as long as I want to explain things. He needs it quick. Like, explain to me quick and I'm off. Like, Elijah will sit there and persevere until I get it right. I get the formula right so he can understand it. Joe gets it immediately. Daniel, like, needs me to explain it quickly and efficiently in one go. So they're all very different. It's amazing how different your children will be. I can't wait for you to have children. Hannah, she's Joe. She's Joe all over. So Hannah and Joe, same face shape, same mental capacity, same. She's a genius, and Joe is a genius. Like emotional intelligence, they're like a 10 out of 10. They grasp it. They are empathetic. They like feel emotionally more than they should. Both of them, they're exactly the same. And Hannah and Joe are best friends, and Daniel and Elijah are best friends, and it works out perfectly. Which is what I exactly what I said to Sam, in that we need to have 4 children, because if we have 1, they'll be spoiled. If you have 2, they'll argue. If you have 3, 2 will gang up on 1, 2 will gang up on 1, or 2 will gang up on 1. We can't always have an odd, because 1 will be left out constantly. So if you have 4, they'll argue, but they'll have 2 on one side, 2 on the other, usually. Unless it's 3 against 1, there's not really an argument. If 3 people feel one way, 1 is usually swayed by the other 3. You don't really have that. So I said 4 is the perfect number. So we had 4.
That's smart.
Well, that's why we had 4. And even though we were done at 3, we had Hannah, and we decided we were having a 4th. And I was like, it's fine to have 4 boys. It's fine. I only make boys anyway. But we had a girl. And oh my God, the icing, cherry, flower, decoration on a cake has Hannah been to our family. She's just, I don't know how to explain it. She's just the decoration to the complete cake that we were, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But we were complete with Daniel. That was all we needed. And then Hannah came along, and it just sprinkled a bit of magic over everyone. And it was wonderful. Having a 4th baby, having a little girl is just exquisite. I can't explain how having a little girl has changed the lives of all 4 men in the family and myself. I think a little bit of it is the clothing that's available in shops, because with boys you get trousers or shorts and you get shirts or t-shirts, and the shirts or the shirts are both emblemed with monsters or trucks or dinosaurs. That's kind of the limited options that you get. With girls, there are dresses and skirts and t-shirts and leggings and trousers and tutus, and then all the accessories that come with t-shirts and shorts and long sleeve t-shirts and short sleeve t-shirts and vests and t-shirts that are like board shape, and they come in princess, they come in dinosaurs, they come in ballerinas. Like there's so much stuff, and frills and non-frills and accessories and bags and like slippers or sandals or jellies or trainers or boots or tights or socks. And there's just so much stuff with girls. It's just mind blowing. So, and then on top of that, she wants to play with her brother. So she's a bit of a tomboy, but she's also a bit of a girl. So she's got headbands and hairbands and Alice bands and normal, like poofy hair that sometimes wants to be in plaits and sometimes wants to be in all. And the boys are like, yeah, actually, my hair natural. Like nothing compared to this girl who wants everything pink and rainbow. Like, it's just... it's insane. How can I put it? It's amazing. It's amazing. And I can't wait for you to experience it. Like, honestly, my friend, I can't wait for you to have babies. And there's me, celebrating my last night of freedom because they've been away for 6 nights. And tomorrow they're back. And Daniel called me last night crying because he missed me and Peggy. And I put him on video phone and he was sobbing. And he was like, I can't find anywhere to cry. Like, that's on my own. And I was like, don't worry, I'm here. Like, don't cry. And he did. He found a toilet to cry in. And so I had to say, hang on a minute, I'll be back. And I hung up the phone with him and I rang a husband and said, Daniel's crying alone in the bathroom somewhere, you need to go find him. So he did. He went and found Daniel and I just peed on the floor. Oh my God. Do you know what? Being doubly incontinent really sucks. I'm wearing an adult nappy and it's not enough to contain my own stuff. Ejections fluid. That is horrendous.
I think I see the sunlight coming in the back.
You see the what?
I think I see the sunlight coming in the back.
Yeah, there's sunlight there for sure. It's 8:58 a.m, so it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Of course there's sunlight. It's horrendous, isn't it? So we've been talking for a long time. We've barely got anything done in this game. That's fine. I'm going to quit anyway because I think we need to go to sleep in the game. Sleep. We've been chatting for too long. We made 50 XP, which makes us what? If us 3. Nothing. Hardly anything. We're talking about the trauma that I have visited in my life this whole time. That's fine. I need to go poop anyway. So, you know, I had my infusion yesterday of what are they? Immunosuppressants. That's the one. I have barely pooped today, which is really good. So I think I'm going to be all right within about a week or so. I should be able to go to the shops and church and all that sort of stuff without pooping myself with a nappy on, which is pretty damn decent, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible having one of your major organs not working. Yeah, it really sucks. So anyway, right, I'm quitting, I think. We've saved it. We've got loads of shit going on. Yeah, I've got like nothing to mix it with. Let's stick that in there. No, OG Arse Blaster, which is OG Arse Blaster. So if I chuck that there and then chuck that. LA Stink. Do we need that? No. Unknown. There we go. Mixing.
What time are you supposed to be getting back?
What?
What time are they supposed to be getting back?
Possibly about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So that's in about 8-9 hours. Yeah. 8 hours would be 5 p.m, 6 p.m.
You gotta get some sleep.
Yeah, I should go to sleep. I've got this much left of my book. I'll probably read this much before I go to bed. And finish the book. No, I need to read to sleep. I always read to sleep. I've read to sleep for 30 years. Well, longer than that, I think. 40 years, maybe. My mum will say, go to bed! And I'm like, no, I read by the whole light, which is why I need contact lenses and glasses, because I read by the whole light directing into my bedroom. And I'd read Enid Blyton's Magic Faraway Tree. Do you have that in America?
What?
Enid Blyton.
Right.
Google Enid Blyton. She's amazing.
Like,
Enid Blyton Magic Faraway Tree with Moon Face and something or other. It was really, really good. It was... Oh. It was pure like fantasy stuff. And she was amazing. And that's what I used to read at 8 years old. Oh, Benji, you're right there. Look, get out. Don't walk in. Right, I need to trade. African diamond. Yellow stink times 4. African diamond done. Thanks, boss. Yeah, no problem. No problem, mate. I love this game. I stayed up till 7 a.m. watching some person play it. And we draw 20. What? No. And I was giving her all tips. Like, you need to go here. You got to trash for cash right there. Opposite. You need to know all the deal droppers. Blah, blah, blah. The hardware is like down here. You run. And you keep running. When are we getting an open crack? That's what I know. Look. How is it tonight? I've noticed this.
are you sure that we can open up all this stuff?
Huh?
Are you sure we can open up all this stuff?
Yeah. There's like cracks available, right? What do we need?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Okay. We'll play tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I know. For
It
sure.
already is tomorrow.
Yeah, you know what I mean. In the daytime. This is morning, but I told you I'll be awake till like 12 a.m. your time. It's now 3 a.m. your time. And I now need to do a dead drop of SCheDuLe, don't I? I'm going to sneeze. Oh! 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 I usually pause my... Oh! Oh! That's 5.
Bless you.
Thank you. That's... My dad always sneezed 5 times and he knows he's drunk enough. I haven't drunk anything for ages. There's nothing on this chemistry station. And this oven are all free for meth here. I was telling my neighbour about this because she grew up in similar circumstances to me. So she's like all about the meth lab. She's like, no, we're so the same. Oh! 10. Thanks. 20. So we've got 30 meth there. He's got 100. He needs some more cash. There we go. There's no product. We need to go buy some more. Which means messaging. Oh, it's this again. Oh! Instructions. Oh. I can't play this game. I've got to go to sleep. It's just a game at the end of the day. I'm off my
I
tits.
said you need to get some rest.
Huh?
I said you need to get some rest.
You did. You said that to me yesterday. I need to get rest. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm a freaking mess, man. I'm a hot mess. Look! They've got loads of... Wait. You ain't got no... Wait, we've got loads of... Oh. Handlers, man. They're not... Jacob. Yeah. Yeah, you need to be assigned stuff. So 9. E. Packaging station. Sure. Right, you need to reset these. Add new. None. This large pots with nothing's doing anything. Oh, I pushed the wrong bloody button. Back to them, like manage. E. None. The roots are this one to this one. Add new. None. This one. Oh, it's the wrong button. Stop it. E. None. The large storage rack. This one that's highlighted to this one. Here we go. Done. Yeah, and then we need to go get the other one. Oh, like speaking like I'm somebody. My toes! My toes. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. My toes. It's this one, babe. No, it's not. Okay, that one. Yeah. X. Because they get confused over what one's doing what. This one to this one. That's all you need, babe. Alright, maybe we'll add another. Because you're not doing it, are you? You're not really grasping the fact that this one needs to be this one to this one. To none, which is this one, none, which becomes that one, to that one. There are 4 possible combinations. We're going to add new just in case I've missed one. That one to that one, which I think is the first one. There we go. Why is she still standing out there? There's weed on there that needs to be packaged. Look at it. Look, like loads of stuff there. 2020, why is no one bagging it? Huh?
I refilled those jars.
He's lying. He's got 10 pseudo there. He shouldn't have pseudo at all. 9E. Ah, this is the wrong one. Right, E. None. This one. Oh, look. Right. That one. I'm going to have to add stuff to be able to add these jars and then go. Welcome to the revolution, baby. You take right up and you feel me down. Here he comes. Right, so are you Helen? Edit. W. This one. This one. Why is she? Do you know? I think she ain't got no money. That's got to be it. Where's Helen? This one. Ah. Come on. Hey. No, not enough money. That's what she needs. More money. There you go. Watch her come in.
Did you ever watch that one show with Turned Eyes?
Huh?
You ever watch that one show around 1985, Returned Eyes?
No! But someone mentioned that to me recently and they were like, what the fuck was that movie about? Like, that was so off the wall. Like, that movie was so bizarre. Like, why did that not even flag up on parents? It's insane. Right. Why have we got no seeds? Oh, we have got seeds. Hang on. We've got seeds in here as well. Hang on. We've got lots of seeds in here. We need to put... No, we don't. Seeds belong in here. Right. Yeah, there we go. Am I floating in the air or what? Huh. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Welcome to the revolution, baby. We turn you right up and we'll turn you around. Welcome to the revolution, baby. We turn you right up, we'll pick you around. Do you like Muse as a band? You heard of Muse, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Teignmouth in Devon, which is it's about 3 hours from me. Yeah, they're awesome. They've been around since I was 16. I heard their demo, and I was like, "Wow, that's a bit of me." And they're a bit prog rock, so I love them, obviously. And I just have not ever. They've not ever disappointed me in anything that they've ever brought out. I've loved it straight off the bat. I love them. I even got a book called Muse, blah 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 blah. So I bought it, but I didn't actually read it. I was like, this is a bit boring. So I'm not that much of a mega fan. Oh, hang on. Why can't we? Oh. Let's put that back there, so I've packed that and then unpack. Put that back, pick that up. Oh, I can't. It's too many. How many? Oh, yeah, go. 20. There's probably one left. I can't. Too much going on. I've got to go to bed, man. I've stopped drinking about an hour ago and I'm really, really, really ready for bed now. Very, very tired. Right, I'm going to bed. I'm going to save the game and then we'll play tomorrow, maybe. I'll text you though.
You probably won't have enough time tomorrow.
Well, probably not, because the kids are getting home about 4 p.m, but I imagine I'll be sleeping till 6 p.m. again. My circadian rhythms are all cocked up, aren't they? So, instead of 9 p.m. till 6 a.m, I sleep till 9 p.m. to 6 p.m, which is just wrong. It will all balance itself out once the immunosuppressants kick in, and I'll be fine. So, yeah, I'll hang out with you tomorrow, I imagine, and we'll get this meth lab cooking. And we'll also get the crack sorted. No, cocaine. So we're not crack cocaine. Cocaine, we will get sorted. We'll buy a book, Chris.
Look it up and see how many drugs can you open up.
Just 3 at the moment. Weed, meth and cocaine. That's the only 3 that are ever worth bothering about, in my opinion. My professional have taken opinion. Mind you, I really liked crack when I used to smoke that. It was really nice. It was, it like took you out of your body into a really... Do you know when you get... Have you ever taken ecstasy?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What's the feeling?
Huh? How to explain it? You know when you're a kid and you're at the best family party ever and you never want it to end?
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling of ecstasy and crack and cocaine. But the problem is it uses up all the feel-good chemicals in one go. So after that's all gone, you're just like in despair afterwards. So it's not really worth it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's like that. So it's like Christmas morning with all your family around, like best moments ever. And then it's gone when it wears off, and you just want to recreate that feeling, and it just doesn't come back until you do it again, which is why crack is so addictive, and it ruins people's lives. Because it's like that feeling all in one. Right? When you're a child and it's Christmas morning and all your family are coming to stay and you've got everyone with you, and it's just the best feeling in the world, like the most wonderful, never want it to end feeling. Everything is wonderful. Everything is brilliant. Life is wonderful. That is what crack feels like. And so I get it. I really understand why people would want to chase after that buzz. That's why Vic, my brother, chases after that buzz. But it's not an ongoing thing that you can maintain. It's not maintainable. So you have to come to some realization where you can't let that take over your whole life. And you have to either be strong and willpower it to own, like I did. I only spent £50 a month on one stone that would see me and my mum through for one day. That's it. A couple of hours and we were done. And I refused to spend any more on it than that. And that's what saved me ultimately, because I couldn't just keep getting more and deplete my livelihood. So that's what my mum went. That's where my mum went wrong, because she wasn't strong enough, and so she just spent all of her money on that. And she kept thinking, "I'll turn it around by dealing," but she smoked all of everything that she dealt. So my brothers and sisters couldn't. She wasn't supplying anything for them, so they weren't eating. Like, there was one point where the whole day all they had was 3 packets of crisps between 4 of them. And then there was a tin of beans that she tried to fatten up with a bit of butter. So she put butter in beans, and the only way she can eat beans now is to put butter in with them to make it fattening. And she would give it to all 4 of them, 1 can of beans, like baked beans. So I never knew this until a few years recently. And I couldn't fathom, like, how my mother got to that point, because she was great with me when I was growing up. So why would she treat my siblings in that way? And it was just, it was eye-opening, and it was gutting that I hadn't realised that was the depravity that they were living in. And I would just go down on a Saturday and buy a £50 stone of crack for me and my mum to do, like, as a bonding thing. Like, me and my mum would do that, but it was like perpetuating her existence, which was detrimental to my siblings in a way. Yeah. So that's what I lived through, and I will always have that regret that I didn't take them on when she went to prison, because I felt, well, that's my due. Like, I'm the oldest, I should take them. But I didn't have the setup ready to take them. I was living with 3 guys in a shared accommodation. And really what I should have said was, no, I'm going to take them. It's my responsibility. I'll take all 3 of them, and then I will. And the younger one was stay with my mum, so that was fine. So 3 of them I should have taken on, and I should have taken the 4th one when she went to prison, and that was that. And they should have had a real childhood, but they didn't. And it was very much due to weed and heroin. So I'm sure that will be coming in a future episode, guys. That's that, basically. So let's save the game. Game saved. Right, I'm going to quit now. We're going to sleep. I'm going to bed, because it's 9:20 in the morning. 9:20 a.m. I still have to play till 6 a.m. But it all went a bit pear-shaped at me friends next door. And I'll make up for her in the morning, and I'll keep you informed on how that goes. And I will love you forever, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Alright? Alright, sleep well, my friend. It's like 3 a.m, yeah? For you? 3:20. Alright, I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to bed now. I'm going to lie in my bed and just fall asleep till like 9 p.m, I'm sure. Alright, 12 hours sleep sounds about right. love you lots, and God bless, and love you, and thanks for watching. And